CCI2 star, and our first rider is Sarah Beth Anton, and I still have Elisa Wallace with me. Elisa, thanks for staying.
Absolutely.
Why don't you take this on?
I'm actually not familiar with Sarah Beth Anton. It's a very nice horse named Ecuestre, and the 2-star is very different from the. You have a little bit of a different frame than you're going to have. You're going to see the horses in the 4-star.
It's a Cell Francais stallion, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't see very many of those.
Yeah, 2013, so it's not even, it's only an 8-year-old.
Sire is Cordillon Vitalery. I probably
Good job.
obliterated that. See how she's done here. She came off looks like a 6th place at Poplar Place.
It's funny, as you go down the levels, you actually know fewer and fewer of the horses, even though we're competing and at the competitions every single weekend. But there's so many horses at the lower levels that you can miss seeing them either in the warm-up or in the dressage arena or in the jumping arena or whatever. And all of a sudden it has this whole list of things that it's done, but you've never crossed paths with a horse, so you don't know it. Yeah, it's definitely a stallion.
Looks like he can put down fairly, averages around 33, 34. Has hit in the 20s before. He seems to be focused on the job. There's a little out right behind for that halt to the rein back.
It's a really difficult movement for this level, is to be in the middle of the arena to do the rein back. Even the 4-star, you're doing it right against the wall, so you only have one side that's open. Here you have 2 sides that's open. It's bloody difficult.
He just seems to be a little fussy in the contact. She's doing a good job of trying to keep him content, but you can see he's just a little against her hand.
I think she's kind of making it up as she goes. Instead of it's like the structure of the foundation training. You know, it has to be there. It was Eric Dirks, interestingly enough, that told me. I listened to a teach once, and he said, "Just remember, if you don't bring it with you to the competition, you're not going to find it when you get there."
No.
I've used that many times since then, and I've always given Eric credit for it, but
you got what you got. Sometimes
it's not enough.
Yeah. Oh, again, you see it's just a little bit against the hand coming into the down transition.
And then they get sort of against the hand, not just in the transition, but they just start to be against you all the time, and
yeah,
you feel a little desperate after that.
And especially riding a stallion, they have their own opinions, so.
For sure.
It sounds like the wind's kicking up a little bit.
You can hear it in your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Just trying to show a good difference there. He just wants to get a little low and behind the vertical, so you see his nose is a little tipped towards his chest a little bit.
Just not quite settled, you know. It's certainly warm enough and it's quiet enough out there, but he's still not quite settled. So she will think about that for a while. How to get another 5 to 10 points out of it.
Yeah. There's definitely room in that test for her.
Yes.
In that horse to really make up some marks. So sometimes it's on that day, right? The horse is really feeling it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or sometimes they're not, and you have to do the best with the teamwork that you got. I think we've got Cornelia Dorr coming up.
Yeah, that will be a very nice test. That horse she does a great job, and this horse By the Sea is a very interesting horse.
That's a Westphalian. Another gray coming in.
2014, so it's a young horse. It's 7-year-old Westphalian gelding by Lynette.
Hey, I recognize the dam's name, the Cornichon. That means pickle.
How do you know that? I mean, how this is something random. It's like when
Well,
you're in 2nd grade and you can rattle
no.
off the Gettysburg Address or something, and it's like, what? You want me to do that for you?
No, this is because I bred core horses, Couture, which is who Briggs rides.
Pickles.
But when looking up core names, I know that means pickle from.
So funny.
You just do that when you're doing that. I don't think there's any relation, anyways, with Couture and
But
the
just
damn one.
that sort of random stuff that we
You're welcome.
hide back in our brain.
I do know things, they just may not be important things.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty
Oh,
and dedicated to the
you're-
proposition that all men are
You're
created
reminding
equal.
everyone?
Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether our
Oh,
nation
no.
or any other nation can so endure. Pretty
I'm
impressive,
just-
huh?
Yeah, that's
Random.
that's because that was ingrained in our brains. Okay, now this
Down center line.
this
Here we
is
go.
way more interesting than that. Just coming in with some nice energy. And a little different here as well from the 4-star tests. In these 2-star tests, there's no halt in the beginning, so it's really trying to get the horses nice and coming up underneath themselves. And again, we want to make sure the pole is the highest point. This one tries to get a little low, but Cornelia is doing a really good job of trying to keep the engine from behind. Really nice and changing directions. You can start to see the swing in the tail. Horse is giving her back. She's working on a little bit of a leg yield here. And then straight down that center line. Making sure to use the corner. She just has to watch this horse getting a little low. So far it's having a nice flow to it.
Gets a little bit low as it's going across.
Yeah, she's been working on trying to keep the balance up, but it just tilts on her every now and
Yeah,
then.
and then he gets behind the vertical.
Yeah.
Judges, they have the directive, but they have a range, so some can be a little bit more lenient, some can be a little stronger about that, but it's definitely a thing.
And that range actually has changed recently, right? Because
Yeah.
we used to just have 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right, now you have the half
Now
marks.
we have the half mark, so that was nice that we were able to get those to really.
And in most cases, that helps riders.
Yeah, in most. Again, you can see the horse just wants to curl a little bit. It's hard when they do that. I found a fun trick is when
A
my
trick.
Hey now,
Okay.
when you're to get the horse to kind of, instead of curling, is just kind of bump it with your hand so you can get them to take their nose out.
I think the main thing is you have to take their head and neck away from the equation,
Yes.
and they have to be able to shift their weight back without changing their neck. So for me, I would just ride her above the bit. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't mean that you're riding her hollow. It means get her off the hand, like you said, a little
Yeah,
bit of.
it's a little fluffing it a little bit.
Well, and you're not bumping; it's bumping you.
Right.
You're saying, "I want your hand here," and it touches, and then it touches again, and then next thing you know, the horse doesn't want to go there because
Right.
you're not holding it anymore.
Right. Has a nice canter.
Yeah, that really does. It's lovely.
I think in the more, again, like we're in the 2-star, so this is really working in the developmental stages of teaching the horses to sit.
It's been very interesting today. We went from the 1-star,
Yeah.
and then I think the 3-star, and then the 4-star. Now we're in the 2-star. So it's a real
Yeah.
change up.
Big
as
change
the
in
day.
collection. In the position of
And
the
age
horses.
and
yes.
development.
Strength of the hind end.
Yeah.
It's nice, smooth transitions. And the biggest thing is that it just wants to get a little low. I think when she's able to get him to sit a little more and to come up. But overall, it's been a very smooth test.
Well, she's quite a technician. You know, she's really very accurate and always maintains a very pretty position. You can see her reaching her hands out in
yes,
front.
that's that transition there where you have to push your hands forward for 3 strides and bring it back.
But when you look at that, the horse came up, so you have to think about that.
Right.
The light bulb's got to go off and say, "Well, when I did that, the horse came up out of the chest."
And it opened its neck, throat latch a little.
Yep. Won't be bottom, as Mark Phillips always said. Come out of the ring and you're really pleased, and you'll be like, "What'd you think?" He says, "Won't be bottom." Like, oh my God, you're killing me.
The horse had a lovely expression though. We saw him halt and he's like, "Did I do good, Mom?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really sweet face.
Nice that the sun has gone behind a big cloud, so there's a little bit of a shade going on now, right now. But when that sun is out, it's hot.
It's pretty toasty. Again, Florida's made me a bit of a baby when it comes to. I was cold this morning here.
Wow. So our next rider is Alex O'Neill. Red Tail Penumbra.
It's done a lot.
There you go.
Come on.
Yeah, so Red Tail Penumbra is a 2015 gray mare.
It's another gray. That's 3 grays in a row.
Yeah. It's owned by Ellie McPhail O'Neill, Alex's wife. And in fact, I remember Ellie rode this horse
Oh, she sure did.
when it was a young horse.
Yeah, she rode it in the.
And I kind of have a feeling that Ellie stopped riding it. No, she stopped riding it this year. So just recently, like in...
Might have been when she had her baby.
No, her baby's like 18 months now.
No, maybe not. I'm not good with time.
So somewhere in there, this winter, she... and David and I did this drill as well.
Were you guys
Where
tag teamed horses?
Yeah, where not so much that he would give me his, but I would give him mine. He wanted all the toys.
You take it.
He took all the toys.
You were a giver.
I was a giver, yeah.
I see.
I wouldn't say he was a taker, but I was definitely a giver.
I see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean,
So I am about to go warm up a student,
okie dokie.
which is very, very important, and I'm a little bit, carefully going to tell you that the person that's going to take my place for the next half hour happens to be related to you.
I know.
So your dad's coming in to take my
Yeah.
place, and I'm going to go warm up my student, and
All right.
we will see you
Yeah.
right after, okay?
See you after.
All right.
Now they get to deal with me and my dad.
And there'll be no fighting, by the way, you two.
Now.
No fighting.
Here we are.
We don't
Karen,
fight.
thank you for letting me sit in for you.
Now, do I leave the dog? Are you guys capable?
We can take care of it.
Okay.
Right, here we have. Hey, Elisa.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, don't lose her dog, Dad.
Oh,
I was.
Nothing, I get it.
Stay.
well, I heard you talking. Here goes Alexander O'Neill.
Yep, this is Alex. And this is our 3rd gray now in a row.
Right?
And this horse is owned by Ellie, his wife. And Hugh took the ride over pretty recently.
Nice. Well, Alex and Ellie are from Ocala. They're neighbors of ours, and we love having them there. And their beautiful little daughter, Fiona, is amazing.
She's a cute kid.
She's very cute. So I haven't seen this horse go before, even with Ellie. So it'll be interesting to watch this 2-star.
Yeah, he's sired by, it's a mare. Sired by 7Z or Z, out of a thoroughbred mare, True Dynamite. So
Cool.
it's a German sport horse, and you can see Alex is just working on getting the horse comfortable down by the end of that ring. There's a little bit of atmosphere there because the VIP tent, and it's a really good experience for these young horses to get in rings like this in this point in their career.
Yeah, Terra Nova's done a great job. Placement of the rings, the VIP up on the top of the hill. There is a lot of activity behind these horses in the VIP tents. But that was a great entry for him in this 2-star. I've heard a couple of people saying in the 2-star horses they're getting a little low in the poll, but I think sometimes it's their stage of training.
Yeah, it's a little bit the development process, getting the horses to load the hind end, and especially when you're dealing with a little bit of tension, that tends to be the first thing that goes. They go low in the poll.
Yeah, I think throughout the motto would be creating the engine from behind to lift in the front, but sometimes that's hard to do when you can't maintain the balance.
You can see though Alex is using the corners to try to help bring that horse up.
Sure, and here we go into the leg yield, which is the letter to here at I across the center, which is a little bit more difficult when you're coming off a different bend into a left leg yield off the left turn. So well done. Now he's starting his right leg yield off the right turn. So what they do is you're coming through on the right bend, and then you have to change the bend to the left to do the right leg yield. He's overall having a pretty good test.
Yeah, it looks to be a really nice picture. Going for the lengthened trot. Again, that's something that develops as the horse gets stronger as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this as well, is kind of fading the transitions, right? And I think it's really important that the transitions really be developed at this stage and make sure that that happens.
Yeah, it's a really nice walk.
Free walk in a long rein.
Wants to really step over. And it's nice sometimes if you have your horse that has a little bit of tension, that walk just kind of can help take the pressure off just a little bit, to where the horse takes a deep breath for the rest of your test. So
Sure.
it's a good break.
And this one just got a little distracted. You see, it looked up and never got immobile there for 3 seconds before the rein back. So Alex kind of took it into his own hands to keep that going and not get a big distraction. But that's kind of the atmosphere you're talking about, right? Up in the VIP tent, and then you do a half trot circle to a canter transition over the center line. See, the horse is getting a little distracted with the VIP tent.
Oh, yep, there goes the tail a little.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just use a little bit of shoulder forward to get their attention back, and Alex is trying to do a good job to say, hey, stay with me. Boogie Monsters were safe in the dressage ring. That's what I try to tell mine anyways.
Right. And we have Bobby Stevenson at C and Peter Gray at B for our judges in the 2-star. They also did the 4-star. A little sharing of ground juries there.
Horse actually looks a little better in the frame.
There, that's the canter. That's going toward the VIP tent. See how it pricks its ears a little bit and comes up in the pole, though.
Kind of use that for your advantage.
Right. Nice. He showed the transition there. He's coming to the end of his test. Now, this is a weird movement. I mean, we all talked about it for a while, but he did it correctly. Coming over center line, we were kind of confused of how they wanted us to show that. 3 to 4 strides of pushing your hands toward the horse's mouth to show that there's not much of a change in the connection, or there's a little bit of a stretch that doesn't change the form of the horse.
Almost had a nice halt, and the horse just kind of said, I can't do it.
Overall, a pretty good test. Alex did a great job warding off the ghosts in the tents. At least I know you, over the years, had to learn to be an expert at that.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of, you're just trying to help them stay confident and not lose their mind outside of the rectangle. So just trying to keep the brain inside the ears there.
Yeah, I think a lot can be learned. I watch you and learn from you. Also, when you have a horse that just needs a moment, just to give him that moment, right? Sometimes you got to be reactive to keep him in play. But if you can be, just calm in the moment and try to do the best you can to get through it, then I think you're better off.
Yeah, and it's kind of sometimes what Karen has talked about in the past is using those corners and taking that extra bit of time to get the horse to take a breath. Sometimes as riders we can make that ring seem really small, or we can make it feel really big. So I think Alex did a wonderful job kind of helping that horse when it got a little nervous.
So we are getting ready. I agree with you. We're getting ready for Tick Maynard to come into the ring. The second half of Sinead Maynard. And Tick and Sinead are located in Ocala, Florida as well. Actually just down the road from us. It's really cool year-round to have so many friends and fellow eventers close to us in Ocala. Tick is a Canadian representing Canada. Kind of the same situation you're in.
Yeah.
Your Canadian husband and you from the U.S.
Yeah.
So what do you have on Tick's horse, this SKM Lux Sonata?
So this horse is an Irish sport horse owned by Manon Davidson. It's a 2012. Sire is Lux Z. And the dam is Pro Cantif.
Karen, I think she was just trying to call me on the radio, but I didn't hear her.
She's at the ring.
Oh, okay. Is she coaching you? Okay. Hi, Braxton.
So you see Tick coming down the center line. Tick is an excellent horseman. He does a lot of groundwork, a lot of liberty work with his horses. He's known for taking in difficult horses. I haven't seen this horse again. It's a lot of the two-star horses.
And to your point of his natural horsemanship, y'all kind of have some main vein working with horses. His approach sometimes is a little bit different from yours, but there's all different ways for you to approach a horsemanship, right?
Absolutely. There's 1,000 ways to.
And if not 1,001.
And the more tools in your box, kind of that's how I'm always trying to search for more tools to help my horses.
And here comes that leg yield left off. It's the leg yield left, but off the left bend. You have to switch it to the right, getting to the center letter at I, and straight ahead, track right. And then they give you a few moments in this test to get your horse correct. You go past M, and then you change the bend and do the leg yield right. And I believe it's over to the middle letter here, which is L.
And Tick has had some really nice placings with this horse in the past 3 outings. He was in the top 3, so he was a second place at the Ocala Fall Horse Trials and 2/3 at Chattahoochee Hills. So horse has had some good outings.
You know, Tick and Sinead are both good at taking horses and producing them, and I know sometimes they produce them so well that people want to buy them.
That's the nature of the sport.
Yep. So that was a transition to the walk, and then he's getting ready for across the diagonal to the free walk. And what you want to do is see the horse stretch down into the walk and have a nice overstep and relax. So this horse obviously is doing.
Yeah, really working on
The overstep there.
the overstep from where that front foot falls. You want the hind foot to overtake that. So the bigger the step, the better. And you can really make up points if your horse is willing to open up
Yeah,
that step. Oh,
definitely.
nice halt.
Yeah, nice halt. A little, I
1,
think a little
2,
braid out, but
3.
not bad. It's a 3 to 4 step brain back. And this is interesting, half 20 meter half 20 meter circle, canter depart over center line. That I would say was a bit late in the transition up.
Absolutely.
And then you have around the corner here a medium right out of the corner forward. It just says show some steps of medium before you do the transition at R.
But But really, the judges want to see.
Yeah, they want to see it.
They, when it says that, you still go for.
You go for it.
You go for pushing. For
So let's see what he does with his hand release over center line. Let's see.
Horse was thinking a little half pass.
So you can't really see it from that angle. Then you go into counter, canter, and trot. It's kind of hard sometimes if they get a little bit lit on your hand.
I don't think he felt like he could.
Yeah, I agree.
Felt like he had to keep it a little together, which, as a rider, sometimes we have to make those decisions on losing a little bit of points, but to keep our horses with us.
You know, good. That was much better transition over the center line than the first. And here comes the medium transition at K forward, showing some medium steps and then bringing it back at S.
Looks like he's a little better off the right
There you
lead.
go. And then...
Oh, I was sorry. I was going to say horses can be like people. They tend to be better on one side versus the other. So right-handed or left-handed horses, you can tend to have a stronger lead. And there you got to see...
him do the release.
He did the release.
You're
over
absolutely
this.
right. No wonder you're so good. You know a right-hander from a left-hander.
Yeah. If only I could remember my test.
Then down center line, that looked a little bit, I mean, I know what he's feeling toward the end. It looked like he could get a little skirt out through the change and then he wasn't immobile. But overall, Tick did a great job on that test.
Yeah. Again, bringing these horses
I
along.
haven't seen any scores coming up. Let's see.
You know, at the end, sometimes with these horses, with trying to get the halts to be perfectly square, sometimes there's only so much pressure you can ask for that. But
Sure.
you know, working with training them to want to step square is something that I've really been working on with my horses, and that's been pretty fun to get them to really understand.
Sure, I totally agree with you. I think you are very good at that. I think we got some scores in. We got Cornelia Dorr by the C with a 68.64 from the judge at C, 72.95 from the judge at B for a 29.2. She takes the lead. And Sarah Beth Anton on Q course, a 64.55 and a 66.14 to land on a penalty score of 34.7 to be in second. That's all the scores we have in for the 2-star so far.
It's like the battling of the gray horses so far.
Well,
The
here
first three.
we have somebody that's named after a farm we know.
Yep, so this horse is Landmark's Jungles Gold, owned by Jackie Mars. And this is Lauren Nicholson. This horse is a 2015 gelding Holsteiner Irish sport horse. Sire is Diarado, and dam is Jungle Tail.
So I know there's a list around here showing us what teams everybody's on for the charities. I think is really great. Terra Nova Equestrian's raising money for these 3 charities, and it's really cool to be a part of the teams. So Lauren is a part of Nicholson.
Gotta flip
Before she trots in, I bet you we can find out.
Southeastern Guide Dogs.
There
Oh,
we go.
we're on the same team, I think.
Look up you. I think you're.
I'm pretty sure I'm the Guide Dogs.
I'm on Smart.
no,
You're
I'm
on Smart.
I'm
You're on
Smart.
the therapy horse.
Okay.
And she's in. She always has such a beautiful, accurate test. Let's see how she does here.
Yeah, Lauren's a technician, and a horseman as well. She really works every corner of the horse.
And once again, it doesn't mean anything, but I haven't seen this horse go. Of course, Mrs. Mars is a great supporter of our sport, and Lauren is one of her main riders that ride their horses. I'm sure Landmark's Jungle Gold was produced by Sue at their farm.
And this horse was actually ridden by their other rider as well, Kimmy Cecere. She rode it at the last outing it had in October, so it looks like Lauren's taken the reins over this one.
Well, that's a good thing about having a couple on the team is you're able to help out if something's going on with somebody else. Here's that leg yield to the center line over I.
Very nice moving horse. Makes for a pretty picture. You see Lauren's really going to work getting into those corners and into the leg yield. again, you might have saw the horse just drop a smidge off the contact, but she fixed it right away. And he's pretty cute because you can see his ears flickering back and forth. He's kind of to the side. He's really listening and on her aids.
That's pretty.
Yeah, very nice.
Got a little unstable, steady in the bridle there. And you know, sometimes people watch the live stream, and I just had the opportunity in the tent to have some of the volunteers and catering people not really know what's going on. But you know, we have a set pattern that we're riding in this dressage ring, and we all do the same pattern. And within those patterns are scores for the movements, and the judges give us a score between 0 and 10, and typically there's about 19 movements, and we get a total score, which is divided out by the total numbers that you could obtain, and you get a percentage, and from that percentage you do a deduction from 100, which gives you your penalty score. So I know that sounds kind of complicated, but that's how we get to the penalty score.
I mean, if you go back into the old school of figure skating, it was kind of very similar, where everyone has to do the same patterns, and then we're given the subjective score. And then it's kind of like golf, where once we have our penalty score, it's really the lowest number. You know, that's the lowest number wins.
I like that analogy. She had a nice halt and rein back, and now she's getting into her half 20-meter circle to the canter depart. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Just really nice in the bridle. I feel it's a lovely horse coming up and looking very elegant, which is what you want in that ring.
Yeah, especially with the horses for the future. You know, the 2-star horses are kind of what we're looking to produce to come up. This is when they're gaining their experience. And again, here at Terra Nova, having this beautiful atmosphere in the rings is really fantastic to get these horses the exposure that they need.
Yeah, and I do believe there's several different things happening. To your point, there's people like Lauren, yourself, me, Briggs, other people in our sport producing things up the levels, and there's some people that are riding in that division that are there. That's their top of their line, but they're having
absolutely.
a great time and doing a great job, which is great for our sport.
Absolutely. I mean, the bottom line, the sport it's fun. We mainly do it for the cross country.
We want it to be fun.
I'm always happy when dressage day is over.
Yeah, and neither one of us have been able to walk the cross country yet, so
yes, that will
we'll
happen.
see what that looks like.
After I've heard some stories.
Well, we'll see what it is. I think anything that Mark Phillips builds is ways to tackle it in a good, safe manner, and have options if you feel like you can't make that in the scope of your work at that point.
Yeah, he's always finding ways to test us riders. So
Beautiful down center line for Lauren, coming into her halt. There we go. Almost lost her there.
yeah.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Lovely test.
Well, if Mrs. Mars is watching, I'm sure she's very happy with that. That was a beautiful test, and we need some scores to come in. I think we just got one in for Alexander. What did he score?
Alexander scored from Judge C, which is Bobby Stevenson, a 68.64, and Judge B, which is Peter Gray, a 72.27. So that gave him a 29.5. So he's hot on the heels of Cornelia Dorr. And then Sarah Beth Anton and Q Course had a 64.5 and a 66.14 with a 34.7, which puts her in third. So I'm pretty sure Lauren's going to be up in there with that test. That was a really nice test, and seems like the shape and the outline that the judges are looking for.
It looks like there's a little lag in ride times right now. What's the next ride time? Let's see. Briggs at 2:50. So we're
running a bit ahead.
We're 10 minutes ahead. So I think Briggs is heading on over. I guess
the same kind of happened to me. I had a fair bit of time, and I kind of just chose with my warm-up. You know,
Sure.
It's very important kind of how you warm your horses up and the timing of everything sometimes. So even though we had a little bit of extra time and I could have waited, I I chose to go a
Sure.
little bit earlier.
So I think to the people out there listening that or watching, you don't have to go until your ride time. And to your point, if you feel like you're ready and
Correct.
ready to go, then you can go before your ride time.
However,
However,
you cannot be late.
you cannot be late.
You can be eliminated for being late.
You got 60 seconds past your ride time, or I believe
gotta
it's
be in
45
there.
seconds. But I believe from what I'm seeing is Briggs Surratt on Booming Boudron is coming into the ring. I guess we know a little bit about
Is it
this one.
Boudron or Beaudron, Dad?
Bodron.
Yeah, you said Boudron.
I can't even name my own horse, right?
No, I don't know.
So this is a 6-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred that you actually chose, Elisa.
I love this horse.
It's sire, Americain, won the Melbourne Cup.
I'm such a nice person.
I know you are. I am too, because
Yeah.
we were talking to Karen about giving, and I gave up the ride for Briggs to take over this one. He's, like super special. This is his second 2-star, but it was fun producing him up through training and then turning over the reins to Briggs, who took him on through prelim up to the 2-star. And we appreciate your eye.
It works sometimes. This horse is sired by Americain, and the dam is Bumanji. I think he raced on the turf. Is that correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was a turf.
He was a
horse.
turf racer. He's actually very, very fast. So that was a nice entry if he can keep him straight and down the line. The horse has been working out of his tension and having some really nice dressage tests.
Yeah, he's a really lovely mover. You can see that powerful hind end that he has. And sometimes when the tension creeps in, it kind of shortens his neck, so Briggs has to work on making sure to keep that throat latch open. But you can see he's a very nice moving thoroughbred.
Setting up for his next turn there.
Really nice and forward.
So again, interesting when we watch this, we'll see how Briggs sets him up for the leg yield off the right bend. So he needs to be deep into the corner here. Yep. And he did it. So let's see what happens here. And the leg yield starts. He needs a bit straighter on the left rein. He gets him a little bit too much bent to the right there, I think.
Sometimes it's hard also as riders because we have to have not only kind of what we're feeling in the horse, but then a third eye of what our body is doing. It's very easy to get our bodies crooked sometimes and we don't even realize it, and then that affects the horse and the straightness.
Sure. I mean, and here it looks a little bit across the diagonal. He needs to bring the left hind over. And he's
Again, kind of hard with the camera angle.
trying. I know, but I know the horse, so
I know.
I can tell
Well,
what
I'm
he's
trying
doing.
to give him benefit of the doubt.
Overall, he did a good job there. Here comes the lengthening.
He could have half halted a smidge more in the corner to show that difference.
So that's the whole thing Karen's been talking about, is that transition in
Right,
the
and then he
corner,
needs to
and
come
then
back.
yeah.
So then it doesn't just look gray, like a little muddled, because then he could really show the difference. And ooh,
And he missed his
Was
walk
that late?
transition. Yep.
is that supposed to be a C?
Yep. So Briggs' brain got a little bit behind.
Oh. Were we hearing elevator music? Sometimes my students have told me that they hear elevator music sometimes.
Possibly. But it's a shame because he just had 2 movements, and we can be a
lost
little
some
more
points
critical
on it.
because this is
Yeah,
somebody we
it's
know.
We can pick on him a little bit.
He should have made a straight transition for the trot and then really got the transition to the walk where it's supposed to be. Let's see how he handles the left turn to the halt.
So now he's got to keep him focused a little bit. You can see Bodie just bounced a little bit off the contact.
Easy.
Woo-hoo. Whoa, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good boy.
Trot off. Yeah, it's pretty good. The horse has actually really 3 nice gaits, so let's see how he handles the canter here.
Briggs just has to make sure he can stay relaxed through that thigh.
That was a nice canter depart.
Good. Better in the frame now.
So let's see the medium show here. Transition up and go.
Shoulder 4.
Don't round your shoulders, bring him back. He's using his corners. I think Karen's really helping a lot with his corner work and overall his overall.
Well, she does drill that into your head.
Yeah. He did good. That was a nice release of his
Good
hands.
boy. Sometimes I find that hard on the young horses because they're like, wait, where'd you go?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's happening? You left me.
Yeah, Brooks is doing a good job, other than a couple just small,
He just lost a
minor
couple of-
accuracy things. It's
Lost
a
a little
lovely
bit
test.
of points here and there,
Yeah.
but so far it's a very nice, smooth test.
And I think that's the name of the game when you're doing this and going to these events is you want to sew up as many points as you can. That's, kind of the magic of dressage is you can really go on top of, you can be accurate.
Well, and teaching the relaxation, that's really the biggest thing, is getting the horses to breathe and stay with you when they're inside that rectangle.
See the release here.
That was a good boy.
Good.
He used to lift a little through his rib cage.
Yep.
I have to do
Yep.
the same thing. Whoa,
Er,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
He came in a little hot, but he made it work.
No, press to the halt. Press to the press.
I'll tell you if the
Ah,
owner's going to be
yes.
happy with that fault, and he
Nice.
is. Good job.
Very good.
Well done.
Very nice.
So we can check to see if some more scores have come in, and I know that I will be leaving soon, and Karen's going to take over her position here.
Then I have to go walk the cross country so I can see what
You
I'm
can't
doing
walk
tomorrow.
until after I go.
Oh, am I supposed to commentate on you too?
Yeah. So
Well, good, then I can pick on you a lot. Did you pick on me a lot this
no,
morning?
not at all. I had Karen do
Oh,
it.
you should have.
So we are waiting for our next ride to come in. It's going to be actually Pedro Gutierrez from Mexico on California Mail.
Gutierrez, Dad.
Gutierrez. I can't roll my R's.
Gutierrez from Mexico.
Adios Emil. I did that right. So again, a call out to Terra Nova Equestrian for putting on such a lovely inaugural event, and all the sponsors that are here, the beautiful rings and cross country, and just everything here is beautiful and going well, and we just hope that this just leads to even more spectacular events in the future. I know they were awarded the 4 long for the fall in 2023, so this will be a good way for them to start preparing for the future here.
Yeah, it's always great to have this type of facility in our backyard for sure.
Well, Tick took the lead. So
Really?
Tick came in with a 71.82, and this doesn't happen too often, but a 71.82. So both judges scored
wow, they're spot
the
on.
same exact score.
I think that happened to mine too.
Really? 28.2, taking him into first.
We still have Lauren's score to come in. I'm curious to
Yep,
see what that's
Lauren's
going
going to have a good score. And then 29.2 is in second with Cornelia Dorr, 29.5, Alexander O'Neill with a third. And in fourth is Sarah Beth Anton with Q Course, 34.7.
And we've got Pedro Gutierrez coming in next with the horse California Mail. This is a mare sired by Quiet Easy, and the dam is Vernalisa Mail. So that's actually jumping breeding, the Quiet Easy horse, I believe. Very nicely bred Cell Francais.
Well, I know Pedro has a lot of nice horses, and I'm sure this is going to be just another one that we can watch go that has a good test.
Yeah.
How's this
Looks
record
like
look
he's had a couple of TEs on it, which is the rider.
yeah.
Technical elimination.
Well,
But
that
the
happens
horse-
to us when we get a little bit
that
older in
happens
age.
to us all, doesn't it? Seems like the horse can score in the low 30s. So we'll see what. I'm curious to see what this horse goes.
And
like.
again, I think we need to be cognizant that they are running ahead of schedule, so we're probably going to have an open ring for a little bit. We
might be
can
a
talk a bit about the charities that are out there. We have Terra Nova Equestrian put together charity partners, and the partnership is committed to integrating a culture of community support through strategic partnership with local nonprofit organizations It is their vision to create a positive impact in the local community while engaging their team, their competitors, and the public at large. This philosophy is a part of their roots and founding. For the first time in equestrian sports, we are witnessing a unique charity rider competition that involves all competitors. Riders are competing as teams to benefit one of the 3 Terra Nova partnered nonprofit organizations, Meals on Wheels Plus of Manatee, the Sarasota Manatee Association of Riding Therapy, which is ours, Elisa, SMART, and the Southeastern Guide Dogs. The winner, this is really cool, the winner with the team with the lowest number of penalty points will earn a minimum of $10,000 for their charity that they pick. So it's really incumbent of us as riders to do the best we can for our charity to make sure that they get what they need. For additional information, we invite you to stop by the Riders Lounge, conveniently located at the large tent in the main arena, right by the VIP. You know, I think it is pretty cool, and I think a lot of people get a little confused when they hear the only one that has done this in this manner. And I think what they're talking about is every single competitor that has entered at this event is participating in a team situation for these 3 charities.
Right.
You know, somebody said, well, they did that at Bruce's Field, and I said, yeah, I know, but I think that was a little bit different because there's teams of 4 doing charities. So I think it's very cool. And let me tell you, I talked to our charity, SMART, and they had a really tough year with COVID.
Right.
You know, the new director there came on right before COVID hit. So it's really important that we support our community nonprofits. And if you're out there listening and you live in the Manatee County area, or you know, outside of it, please help with the charities that are here, especially Southeastern Guide Dogs are so important, as well as Meals on Wheels for people that
And
can't
I'm sure
get
with
out.
them being nonprofit organizations, there's a tax write-off if you do donate.
Definitely, I'm sure they're 501c3s.
Yeah.
It's 100% tax deductible for what you're doing.
So that's always nice.
And you know, I think it's again important for the community. You know, and for me, it's like coming home. Elisa, I know you don't know or thought about it, but your grandfather is from Bradenton. It's Manatee County. He went to Manatee High, and so it's very cool to be back in our area. While we never have lived down there, the Wallaces are a staple, I believe, in Bradenton, and a shout out to all the Wallaces that are in Bradenton now.
Learn something new every day.
That's right, see? Informative.
Yeah.
So as we wait for Pedro, which I believe he's trotting up to come into the ring, we will move forward with watching his test and see how he does. We're still waiting on Lauren's score to come in. Yeah, sometimes you refresh, but usually it just does it.
Sometimes technology is slow.
Yeah, you can check it and see what's happening. So I am going to get ready. I go a little bit later in this division, and we're going to turn it over to
Looks like Coach is walking back.
to give it up for the nice and incredible Karen O'Connor. Thanks, everybody, and here she
Dad.
is.
Good luck.
Good for Tick, huh?
Yeah.
I can get-
That's good. Wait for break score to come through.
Oh, Dad.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Dad.
Oh, gosh.
No. Oh,
No,
gosh.
no.
We're having technical difficulties. Sorry.
Thank you, Brexit. Brexit, come on.
Karen's dog is trying to kill people.
Strangling everybody here. Okay, there we go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Did you get some good sunbathing going on out there?
Oh my God, it's hot out there.
Yeah.
It's at least 20 degrees hotter in those arenas.
I'm really procrastinating walking my course lately because I'd rather be in the shady tent.
That's funny. So,
We have Pedro.
Pedro and Tick had a good score, huh?
Yeah.
He had a good test. He was very happy with that.
Very
I was
nice
thrilled.
test.
I was thrilled. I got there just in time to warm him up, and then also Briggs. They went back to back.
How did you feel about Briggs' test?
I think it's continues to improve, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And I thought the paces were really good. I thought
There's a couple of little mistakes.
he
in
needs
there.
to do more in the Darwin transitions to balance the horse and get the tempo where the horse is back with its weight and it's on his leg and not running quick on its hand. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And it just takes more time. Don't run into everything.
Yeah. Again, making that, that feel of making the ring seem bigger so you feel
Right.
like you have more time.
Right.
Using those precious corners. All right, we've got Pedro coming down the center line.
Pedro Gutierrez and California Male. This horse, I know a little bit. It was on the Team Mexico
can
for the
see.
Pan American Games.
Coach them, correct?
I coached the Army. Actually, I don't actually coach Pedro.
Okay.
So, they have a system where, you go to a championship and they pretty much can work with who they want. And I'd never worked with the mare, but I certainly watched her.
She seems to be a nice type. She's sired by Quiet Easy.
Yeah.
Should be a good jumper.
She is a very good jumper.
He's just working through the turns now, going into the leg yield. Could have had a little bit more bend. Mare wants to tilt a little bit through the bridle, it looks like. She seems to have a lot of spring to her step.
Yeah, I think but she's quite regular, isn't she? She's got a beautiful movement.
But I mean, look at that tail.
Beautiful.
Looks like she's a big, powerful girl. That one works the abs.
Exactly.
That's a core burner.
Luckily, in this particular movement, you can do it rising or sitting, so he chooses to go rising, and I think that's easier on both of them.
Yeah, it can be. Sometimes that rising trot can be a godsend to us.
Sure.
You need a fan.
I know. I really need a fan. It is really hot out there.
Just imagine how Pedro feels. He's working.
Yeah,
He's
heavy
got that coat on.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays our materials are so much
Forgiving.
Yeah.
More forgiving.
a lot lighter than they used to be.
Well, while he's going through his walking exercise, just want to note one of the major sponsors here is B&D Builders. B&D Builders is a proud sponsor of the inaugural event here at Terra Nova. They are actually located in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and B&D builds fine custom equestrian facilities that will exceed your expectations. And you can see B&D Builders' craftsmanship and their creativity and attention to detail, in our very own equestrian arenas here at Terra Nova. In addition, they have built the beautiful stables that you can see. And they encourage you to visit the B&D Builders tent all weekend to start the horse barn, riding arena, or other equestrian sport that you've been dreaming of. And it is absolutely beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous here.
So we thank B&D for their contribution to this amazing facility, and we are just, drooling at watching and looking at your different buildings. They're beautiful.
They're stunning. This mare has a really nice canter. And he did that. Oopsie daisy.
She has a really nice flying change as
So
well.
nice. She did its flying change. Oops. So he would lose quite a bit of points there just because he didn't quite show the counter canter and then that down transition. Sometimes as a rider, those things happen quickly. I tend to be of the mindset to always kind of go back and slow everything down and make sure I can show that movement again.
Sure.
But again, quality of the canter is really nice.
Showing the giving of the reins. Should be towards the mouth, not towards the ears.
Oopsies.
Missed the trot. Missed the mark there. Supposed to trot at K, not as she gets the diagonal.
And into the hold. a lovely type horse.
How old is she? She's now a 9-year-old.
2012, yeah.
And I think that the dam Varnalisa male is by
Jaguar male? Yeah. Like I said, it seems like it's bred to jump.
This is very well bred.
And she had very quality gaits in there. So.
Yeah.
Big moving mare. Didn't seem phased by much.
No? Briggs.
Got some scores coming in, it sounds like.
Yeah, where is that 2-star division? I mean...
Who's coming in next?
So in this 2-star division right now, Lauren Nicholson is hanging in there with a 24.4, both 75%.
I had a feeling she's going to do that.
Tick Maynard, he's within a rail at 28.2, with both judges having exactly the same score.
Oh, that's pretty cool to see.
Cornelia Dorr, these are some big names. 68 and 72 for 3rd place at the moment. Alex O'Neill, Redtail Penumbra, 68.72 for 4th place, and then Briggs Surratt right in there with a 30.6.
That's a good score.
68 and a 70.
You should be really happy with that.
Very happy. Very happy. Yeah, so you got I got 3 there in the top
Yeah.
5. I'm pretty happy.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
It's like you almost know something.
Every once in a while, a
That's
blind
just
pig
a-
can find an acorn.
Just a little.
All right, who have we got in the ring now?
We've got Jessica Scholl
Jessica Scholl.
with Luffman.
What does MWF mean?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
That's a great way to do it. That means he's only engaged on Monday, Wednesday, and
Yeah.
Friday. Well, today's his day.
Today's the day.
And look at the
Wow,
movement.
Beautiful horse.
Yeah, movement.
That looks like
That's
Kyle.
Kyle.
I lied.
You liar.
I have the next one. No? Did I skip it?
What'd you do with my notebook there?
I didn't do anything, don't you? I know that's Kyle.
She'll find it. Oh,
Kyle.
there's Kyle. That's athlete. Keep going. And it goes FEI, USEA, and then athlete. Star van de
there we go.
Klinkenberg,
Yeah.
owned by Layla
Sachs.
Sachs.
So
Beautiful.
this is a
Beautiful moving Dutch warm blood, 2004.
sired by First Romancier.
Verst.
First. Dam is Arena.
Had some good placings.
Yeah, looks like he was 3rd at Stable View.
Last run he was 3rd place, so it looks like it's starting to get consistent.
It's a beautiful moving horse.
Yeah.
Shiny chestnut. Whoopsies.
A little inconsistent in the top line there.
It's got, just has a really nice cadence to the trot once he gets it going. That's a nice lengthening.
Beautiful, huh? It's a little bit high behind, but then it's only really a 2-star, so you're looking for the horse to be able to sit a
Yeah.
little bit more later in its career.
This has to be a decent sized horse because Kyle is
Yeah,
not
it is.
small.
I was just out there.
Yeah.
I was out there, and I'm looking up at it.
Kyle fits it.
Not everyone does. Not every horse fits Kyle.
Talking about Kyle, he's worked together with the Ride IQ app for riders where they have different trainers and such doing the exercises.
Wow.
So you can ride along. It's a really neat program.
Is it cool?
Plug it for him.
Wow.
Yeah. He's worked really hard on developing that.
Yeah, I remember him talking about it.
Coming into the halt. Oops, it did. Whoa.
Whoa. Come on, put your head down, buddy.
Or a little. There you go.
There we go.
2, 3, 4. It's just too bad. He was coming in nicely,
Yeah.
and then he went into llama zone.
Llama zone? I've never heard that. That's awesome.
Llama zone. All right, we're back to working now.
Where do these horses get these names, though? Honestly, I don't even know how you pronounce a guitar.
G-Star.
A guitar. It's not a guitar. It's a guitar.
G-Star
Van de Klinkenberg.
Klinkenberg.
Wikes a daisy.
There's got to be a story behind it.
One would hope.
Sometimes they're neat. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. Horse is a lovely canter.
Yeah.
I wonder what they call it in the stable.
I'm not sure.
Captain Clink. Nice.
Kyle is helping Layla out on this one by putting a couple of rides on it, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's ridden it.
I think she's still a young rider, pretty sure. Oopsies. No.
Oops, a daisy.
He has that llama in the closet a little bit.
Yeah, it pops up it's a Jack
Every
in the
now
Box
and then, yeah.
llama.
Kyle's doing a good job of keeping a lid on it. Again, it's a big atmosphere out there. Although this horse is a little older.
How old is he?
It says it's foaled 2004.
What?
Ah,
That's 17.
I know. He doesn't act like this.
No.
And of course, Kyle, you know, he is maybe had a medal or two for the Canadian team.
Yeah, and he doesn't, you know, he's a honey badger. He's not afraid of anything. He'll do whatever.
He likes to produce horses as well, bring them
Yes.
along. I actually have one of his horses now in my strait.
Let it be Lee.
Let it be Lee. So,
Oh, he's happy.
yeah,
Happy with that.
giving him a good pat.
Should have a score coming up for.
Pedro's score and okay. Now the next one. I'm getting ahead of myself over here.
Jessica Scholl.
Yeah,
This is your Luffman Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
yeah. This is Monday, Wednesday.
Right.
It's always interesting to see the, you know, you've got the, what is it, the FEs, the Fredericks Equestrians, and the RFs.
Is FE is the Fredericks?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then
And then
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
and it shoots every other day. So what is that on Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side?
Uh-huh.
And she was out there talking to the hoodie guys, and he said, "What's that, Saturday night special?" And she goes, "And it shoots just as well all the other days."
I see Jessica kind of working around the ring, you know, doing the ring work outside of the rectangle can be just as important to getting those
Sure.
horses ready and focused. I mean, I know we had to come up with some interesting tools with some of my past horses.
Absolutely. And even like Briggs, I said, just rising trot, long, put him low,
Yeah.
and
Get
let
that
him
back
take the
nice
contact and let him swing. And then when you go in the ring, just bring your hands forward and let him come up, and he'll be fine. Just don't overthink it.
And this is a 2012 Hanoverian gelding, sired by Landfries.
So 9-year-old.
Dam is Karina. I probably butchered it. It's like probably land fries.
Did your dad go to get ready?
Yep. This looks like a little, very powerful horse.
Like a little munchkin.
Another springy trot. And it looks like she was second place at her Champagne Run
At what's your level?
prelim.
Oh yeah, open prelim.
Looks like she's just moved up. Did a
Yeah, because she's been the modified. She did one of those and had a 5th place, and then, but it looks like she was OI.
yeah, looks like probably moved up, and then that that's sometimes good to bring the horses back down if you run into a little bit of trouble.
Maybe
Build up confidence.
Well, it looks like she was kind of slow here, and then had 3 down in the show jumping. Just decided I don't feel like I have the tools. I'm going to go back down.
Going through her lengthen trot, it looks like. Show the transition back before the corner. Into the
It's
free
a really,
walk.
really attractive free walk. The horse is stretching and reaching down for the rein. Love to see that. Not in any particular hurry.
It's nice though when you can have that horse take that breath during that walk.
Absolutely. Looks like you get a little bit hop and hustle in this walk, though, if
Yeah.
you're not careful. You got to really keep your leg on and
Keep moving.
keep moving, but not hurrying him.
Halt looks square.
Not
Oops.
quite
Got a
enough
little
immobility, but she did the right thing. When they're a little bit anxious, you just got to get out of there.
It's a pretty seamless transition.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see her go more forward in that canter just a little bit.
Just a bit. She does the hand movement over the X. Horse holds the counter canter very well. Got a little tight in that one, but seems like he's pretty content in this test. Oops, horse getting a little spook. And we do have, you can't quite see behind the judges box, there's a row of flags, so sometimes there can be like the popping of the
Little
flags
bit.
when the wind's
And who
blowing
are the
us.
judges in this division?
So you've got, I believe it's still Bobby Stevenson at C and Peter Gray at B.
Okay.
Coming into the final halt. Ah, too bad. I almost stepped up.
Almost
above
stepped right up. Yeah, exactly. Just missed that little bit of a moment.
that. Just that moment.
Well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Lufkin.
She looks like she's pretty pleased
She looks
with that
very
test.
happy with that. It's great. So we do have a score now for Pedro Gutierrez on California Mail, and the judge at
Looks like C.
C is on a 66.14, and the judge at B is on a 68.64 for 32.6 or 6th place.
And that tucks him just behind Briggs Surratt with a 30.6. Then we have Alexander O'Neill with a 29.5 for fourth. Cornelia Dorr with By the Sea, 29.2. Tick Maynard on a 28.2 for second.
And
then
Lauren's
Nicholson.
winning 2 divisions today.
Man, she's
I think
on
she
it.
only brought 2 horses.
She's on it.
She's on a roll, that girl.
It was a beautiful test.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful
Yeah.
test. It's nice when it feels that way too.
Yeah, I mean, she had such a big weekend last weekend, and she's
Yeah.
just been going from strength to strength, you know, and it's great.
It's really, really great to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very inspirational.
Absolutely. It hasn't, you know, hasn't been easy for Lauren every time, you know. She's
She
like
works
every
at it.
other rider, she works her butt off, and she's a real, you know,
I mean,
Articulate.
she's gotten that bug.
yeah,
He's a
he's
tough
on fire.
little cookie.
Oh yeah, he's
I remember seeing
he's
him
all about
so
being
naughty.
all about being a bad pony.
Yeah, so naughty. I remember seeing him so
Bad
naughty.
pony, good pony. Bad cop, good cop.
She's done such an amazing job building that.
Building his confidence and yet making sure he got a lid on it.
Yeah. And it's a delicate balance with those horses to make them feel like they're the conquerors that
For
they
sure.
are, but to keep that cockiness kind of.
For sure.
Like my favorite was that video she posted where he halted and he kicked out behind.
Yeah.
And I did a little thing on my phone to you can't touch this. Like, it's pretty funny.
You guys are so funny.
What we got next coming in? And they're having tons of time in between everybody.
They're running so early right now that they're having to wait. I think they've had a couple scratches and whatnot.
Looks like the next rider coming in.
I think it's
is-
the last one before the break, isn't it?
I think so.
So we have.
Is it Samantha Tinney?
That is the last horse because it's written in with Jessica Scholl, but it wasn't.
Are we on break
Yeah,
now?
so we're on a break now until
Okay.
3:35. And that's when Cuddy Sark and Sam Tinney will be going.
All right.
3:35.
Okie doke. So we're on break now.
Yep. So we have about 20 minutes. Just a little bit under 20 minutes. So we will give you guys about a 10-minute break and then we'll be back.
Yep.
So stay tuned. Thanks for
guys.
joining us. We'll see you in a minute. Hello again, everyone. We are now back for the late afternoon session of the first day of competition here at the event at Terra Nova. It's a fantastic venue, and here we are going down center line with Samantha Tinney on Cutty Sark. We are in the CCI 2-star short division, and I'm joined here with Elisa, and the two of us have been doing this for what now, 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
So so we're doing this together. And Elisa, you know this horse a little bit?
So Cutty Sark, I believe, was developed by Sinead Maynard, and Samantha Tinney took this horse over last year, the year before.
Yeah, I think about 18 months ago.
Yeah, so this was an advanced horse, and Samantha has used.
Been a great way for Sam to be able to get some experience, and I'm looking at, she took the ride over, her first event was in August of 2020, so a little over a year ago.
It looks like she's in her leg yield.
Looks to me like, from this angle, looks to me like too much bend to the right. So it is a leg yield, it's not a hand yield, so the judges will see that and mark it accordingly. And Samantha worked with me with this horse for about a year, and I think now she is based at Leslie Law's, and it's a really, really nice horse. Very, very smart horse, and in a lovely way of going.
He's a Dutch warm blood, 2008. Sired by Icun. Don't know the dam.
Hey guys, at 5:30 when we finish, we're going to take all the stuff to the cross country.
He's a very interesting horse, like Cutty Sark. He just has his own look to himself.
We first
Into the hole.
She must have gone wrong because she's talking to the judge.
to take all the electronics and we roll the fiber. And then
It's never a
take
fun
the
feeling. It's the worst feeling when you go out there and your brain goes blank,
Yes.
and she's trying to make sure she knows exactly, because we've got kind of 3 strikes we're out type of deal
I thought that
for your
was
first
going to the
error.
base,
That's 2
but
points
then
off
it's
the
out.
mark, and then for the second it's 4, and then the third is elimination.
Okay, let me ask Alex.
So hopefully she's back on track.
The thing is that
So the leg yield left that she was just doing is meant to be from P to I. Oh, here she
She's
has.
doing lengthening.
Okay, so she's FXH medium trot,
Uh-huh.
sitting or rising, and then she's supposed to walk at C. Medium walk here, and then 8 M to V, so the corner to the other side in a free walk on a long rein. So a free walk has to be almost all the way back down to the buckle, and that's not a long enough rein at all. You want the horse to be stretching all the way down on a free rein.
It's a little bit like a medium frame, correct?
And that's would be a good medium walk.
Yeah.
And now she's supposed to go medium walk, and so it'd be interesting to see if she shortens him from there. And then you turn VKD, medium walk, and then you halt at D, right there, and rein back 3 to 4 steps. And proceed working trot.
Well, 1, 2.
And now trot, and turn left.
You can see there that horse, because he is an experienced horse, he almost thought canter, because we do have
Yeah.
that move at the
Now a
first start.
20 meter half circle. Working canter there. around to back to F. F to R, medium canter. And then R to M. Develop your working canter. Change rein H to B. And this is where they want you to give and retake the reins for 3 to 4 strides. Over I. That's it.
Very
Actually,
nice.
the canter is very nice when she lets go of him like
Yeah.
that. She's right like that the whole time. And then she's got a little bit of counter canter there, and then the trot.
Into the canter again.
Yeah, now she's got that same short diagonal the other direction where she's going to have to demonstrate that she can let go. Come medium canter first. So it's from M to E. She's got to get on the other side. Then come across M to E. Change the rein, give and retake the reins for 3 to 4 strides. And she carries on from E to K in the counter canter. Now she reaches. Counter canter. She could be straighter. And back to trot. And down center line. Other than the mistake, I think she should be quite happy with that.
Yeah. She did. She made a good recovery from that.
Yeah, very.
Have you ever had an experience where you got lost and
I'll tell you a funny story. I was at, what is it, Groton House? You remember Groton House?
Yeah.
And you know how they have all those arenas in that field, right? And so I do my entire test, and I'm in the second to last movement, which was a halt, right in front of the judge, and then you came across the diagonal and went down center line to finish up. And I halted. I'm facing the wrong way. And the judge has not picked it up.
uh-oh.
And at that point, I look at the judge, and she says, "You're facing the wrong way." And I said, "I certainly am." She says, "Just finish the test."
Wow.
So I did the whole test inside out. And she, because she hadn't picked up on it, she didn't even know where to start. She says,
Oh boy.
"Just go ahead and finish the test. I should have caught it."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good of her. But yeah.
I've had a couple of times where I blinked. Well, heck, I went off course today because I hate that 3-star
Yeah.
test.
But I was going to say something about that.
Oh no, you should read me for it. We should never forget our test, but sure enough, I did. Especially a stupid test I've ridden already.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost points. Stupid. But anyways, there has been a time where I've learned the wrong test.
That's desperate.
and
That's a
come
desperate-
in, and I had literally, like, they gave me 2 minutes to learn. They're like, all right, 2 minutes. You can do it. I was like, oh, gosh. Managed to pull it off.
All right, so Sam Tinney has her scores in the bank, and now we're looking towards Eliza Farron on Crefino PJ.
PJ.
PJ?
Sire is Cristallo. Dam is Accord 2. Fold 2015. It's a Hanoverian gelding.
She's only a 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it sucks.
That's good.
Looks like it had a 7th place finish at River Glen.
That's been its best. It had a couple of eliminations back there getting into this level.
Yeah.
And then
Looks like it's starting
a
to sort
20.
it out.
Yeah.
Every time she goes out, it gets better.
Yeah, it's good.
Looks like a very nice horse.
Sure does.
Beautiful outline.
The owner is Patricia Cohn.
Just got a little crooked there. Wants to head tilt a little bit.
Yeah.
Contact.
I don't see that very often with a horse that age, you know. You see it a little bit older.
The older ones want to cheat.
Well, and they also maybe have a little some soreness here or there or whatever.
That's better that way.
Yeah, that's much better. That's very forward and nice looking,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Beautiful.
That's what we want in the half pass as well.
Beautiful hind leg on the horse.
Yeah. Mm.
It's got a little unbalanced.
Yeah, but it's got lots of movement, doesn't it?
Hmm.
And then a nice walk too.
It looks like she does a good job of catching when he wants to maybe do
Yeah.
a bounce.
And she's active enough, you know, like in a very quiet way.
Bueno,
Kind of toe flicks a little.
bueno. Bueno.
Oops,
Oh,
that was too bad that
I
she
wanted her to bump that left front up
Yeah,
to be
and just
square.
could have
Just give him a second.
gave him just a moment.
¿Te marco?
Good trainer transition. Coming to be a nice test.
Sí.
It looks like his horse has scored in the 20s. He scored a 28.1 at River Glen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think she's gonna be in the 20s today if she.
Whoopsie, whoopsie,
Oh.
whoopsie.
Oh, we shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, that's the llama in the closet.
Ah,
Naughty llama, naughty llama.
Llama.
Come on, buddy.
Pero sí de un,
There we
de un
go.
pedito, ¿no?
She did a really good job of trying to get him to sort out his little naughty.
Oye, ¿y pudiste transferirle al otro cuate?
Just got a little upset.
Ah, ok. Oye, ¿y le podemos
I love the
sacar
trot.
la mucho que no te podía pagar?
Looks like he'd be very fun to ride.
Yeah.
Minus the naughty moment.
Do you think he'd be naughty with you?
Órale, pues,
Probably not.
tiempo. ¿En cuánto
They
tiempo?
tend to have their moments.
All
I
of them
mean-
do.
My last one at Stable View, for some reason, squealed and bucked in my canter half pass, and I had to do a canter halt and pick up the canter half pass again. So,
Oh my. And he'd probably never done it before.
no,
That's
but literally squealed.
horses.
They have their own opinions. Very nice.
Yeah. You know, he just holds himself really nicely, so that movement
Yeah.
has a great profile to it. Good. What a lovely horse, huh?
Yeah. Very
Super.
exciting horse to look forward to.
Yeah.
She did a
Boy.
good job
Yes,
kind of
she
getting
did.
through that hiccup that she had. See, did we have any more scores come
Let's
in?
have a look.
Looks like. Kyle Carter's score.
Yeah. Got a 68.41 from the judge at C. From the judge at B is 70%, so they're pretty close on a 30.8. They're all very close.
Is that like 2 rails out of first?
Yeah. No.
No, 1? Okay.
29 to what
Oh,
is
a 30.
30. So that's 20, 24 to 30. So, yeah, I suppose 2 rails.
Yeah.
1.5.
couple of time faults for tomorrow, I guess.
Right.
We have, what's the next one?
Faith Wilkerson.
Faith Wilkerson. With Evening Melody.
Evening Melody is 2009, so that's a 12-year-old gelding. That's just the full thoroughbred,
I don't recognize that sire.
And it's-
Catinius?
and it's owned by Faith.
Damn is night music.
The last outing was at Stableview, and she had at the CCI 2-star short, same division, 37.4, and that's consistent with her just her dressage. She's had as low as a 30 a couple times, 31, and then she's got 36, 37, 38. So, but at Stableview, unfortunately, she had a 20, so that caused her to move down the order. And then she had 20 in the show jumping. So clearly, she's trying to work some stuff out, and we shall see what happens today. And this weekend, she'll want to be building on that.
Looks like she's
Nice forward ride. Horse looks a little bit like he's on his forehand. It's that hard thing. You want to ride forward, but not ride forward onto the forehand.
oopsies.
Not quite round enough there.
Looks like the wind's picked up a little bit.
Well, it's not bad, you know. It like the breeze is actually
Have a little
saving
bit of
us a bit.
breeze, right?
Because my goodness, it's hot in the arenas. You know, the reflection off the footing
Oh,
just
absolutely.
really makes it hotter than it has to be.
Nice transition to walk. We're not that far from the beach.
That's true. Yeah, what'd they say, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Gotta like that. It's a nice free walk, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like he could maybe swing a little bit more.
For sure.
But he's being a good boy and
And she's willing to let go of him.
yeah, happy to do the walk. Just gotta be kept. He's starting to lose his attention a little bit, coming down into the bottom. Near the VIP tent.
Right? She's got a very sweet face.
Oops, got a little crooked.
Yeah, she needs to work maybe over the winter on how to keep him straight so that he stays in a forward idea in the rein back instead of dragging his feet back.
It's a nice transition.
This full thoroughbred?
Yep.
Yes. So he looks like he can gallop.
Has a nice canter.
Yeah.
But they always say, by the canter, develop the trot.
That's what they say.
You can just see there going into the corner. She could still go into the corners
Yeah.
a little deeper.
Yeah, deeper and balance before so she can not just go in deeper but come forward through the turn.
Now we're coming to that fun movement.
Yeah, reach up. It gives the disadvantage to anybody that has short arms.
Yeah.
You know, because if you have short arms, you're already stretched out. You know, and then you gotta.
Yeah.
And the haul. What a lovely little horse.
Yeah, it's super.
Yeah. But it's fun, a little bit jumpy.
¿Qué onda? Yes. Yeah. Perfect. That's great.
I think she'll be quite pleased with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was a nice, very smooth test.
Just like half an hour. I mean, if you are in a hurry, I could take a photo.
Now we get the big guns again. Jonathan Holling, he's going to be coming forward to try to knock Lauren and Tick off their podium. As everybody's all good friends, so it's
Yeah.
all fair and love and war.
Yeah, John's a great guy.
Great competitor.
Absolutely. I think he's almost one of the prettiest male riders.
Really?
He'll get a giggle out of that.
You'll get a giggle out of it. Or Jen's laughing right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hi Jen, shout out to you,
Hey,
Jen.
Jen.
So the horse he's riding this time is Dressage CCI2 S.
Yeah, he is a 2014 Dutch warmblood, half thoroughbred gelding, sired by Ahorn. Dam is Sakura Hill Zola. Owners are Constant Hauling and Team Rebecca.
Setting the tone as he goes around the outside of the arena, making the horse go quite forward. I think that, you know, he really wants to show a forward balanced ride. See if he can knock those guys out.
Yeah. This horse, he reminds me of Philip's old horse, Happy.
Oh, right.
Just he has a big head to me.
Yeah,
A little bit like Happy did.
yeah.
They tend to
Very, very sort of quietly aggressive start. You know, the horse is pow-powing down the center line, but he's
Yeah.
got very good control, so I'm sure the judges will reward him for that first movement. Now he's doing his turns through the center of the arena, looking for the same cadence and the same tempo, and just to be a metronome on the horse.
He had a good placing at Stableview. He was 5th at his last outing.
And that
there.
was his FEI, wasn't a CCI 2-star short.
Yeah, it was 2-star. He finished on his dressage score. Oh no, I lied. He had a rail. No. Finished.
His leg yield, trying to keep the same power and tempo and momentum in the leg yield that he had in his working trot. Looks good.
This horse's barn name is Polo.
Polo. Marco.
Polo. Or like the Polo Mints.
Yeah, it could be Polo Mints. Marco. Polo.
He's pretty stinking cute.
He is. The horse isn't bad either.
A rider's just okay.
Very nice medium trot.
John, I know, is working, developing a string of young horses, bringing them along. I know he has, he really likes this horse.
Yeah? He rates it as pretty quality, huh?
Yeah. It's nice how you took the rein there.
Yeah.
And you can just see how John rode that you know, shortened him up, put the horse kind of on a square turn.
Really, really beautiful, and beautiful square halt. Let's see what kind of rein back he has. Great. Very good, huh? Nice
Yeah,
and
it was
straight.
great.
What's the winning score at the moment?
I believe it's still Lauren with a 24.2, something
Well,
like
this is
that.
going to be close, huh?
Yeah. And I said I'm chasing John in the 3-star
Yeah.
with his Archibald horse. You can see he rides very forward with his hand.
Yep.
That's really nice. Giving over X. And they have the wrong title, it looks like, up on the screen.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Evening Melody.
No, this is
the title for this one.
Yeah, it's John Holling and Juxt My Style S.
Yes.
There we go. You know people?
just a little bit.
Mm.
Just some.
Got that fixed like boom. What a super test.
Yeah. It's really pretty to watch. Horse looks like it's really on his aids.
Yeah, and it's happy and relaxed and straight and engaged and nothing not to like, you know.
See
It's,
this last halt? Oh no.
it's
Oh,
all right.
no.
Get it. Get it.
Oh, he's
Gone.
trying.
John, you got to be a closer.
John.
John, you
Okay.
got
Well,
you got
he
to be
did some training at the
got to
end
be a
there.
closer.
He did some. He had it, and then he lost it for a second. But he trained the horse there for a minute. He didn't give up, and he got the horse to square up at the end.
I'm just got my hand over my forehead right there. I'll be okay.
That's okay. It
I'll
was
be
one,
okay.
one little boo boo. He might have gotten a little excited.
I think he got a little excited. It was like the test.
It was beautiful.
What a great test.
Oh, we got some color.
Right?
Color in the wind happening right now. Ah. Looks like I can see my dad out in the warm-up.
Do they have instant scoring? Because
That's pretty. Well, that's Faith.
no, but before that it said John with 24.
Maybe so. Maybe I should be looking over there.
There, no, it's that's the same mark that Aaron had. But what is that? 24.
This is the new horse.
I don't understand what this is.
I don't know. Maybe that's her number.
What's the 24 mean at the bottom?
Well, the next rider we have is Semisonic Rembrandt.
Aaron Wages from the United States.
The horse was foaled in 2009. It's an Oldenburg, sired by Simpatico, and the dam is Annie. So Simpatico M, is known for.
And she's been predominantly competing in Area 3. River Glen was her last outing in August, so she hasn't had a run for a while. And
like she was-
she won that one with a 29.8 in the dressage. And then in, in June was the one before that, and that was Ocala Summer, 30.7. Rider Fall, so she didn't complete. Majestic Oaks on a 28.5. Clean Cross Country also finished first.
Yeah, she's got some good
Good results.
results there.
Yeah,
Looks
so
like
This
Moved
ought to
up
be interesting.
prelim this year, so
Everybody loves a paint. It does not have the movement some of these other horses have, but it certainly gets extra points for cuteness. Being a paint and being very sort of compact and
wasn't it Cornelia Dor that had the other paint that ran the 4-star?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
that was by Simpatico as well.
yeah. Well, there's only a couple of really big paint stallions in the country that
Yeah.
produce top class event horse. You have that Simpatico, isn't that Tremolo also?
I think so, yeah.
Tremolo. Now there's a horse.
She put in a fairly nice leg yield. He looks like he's the type that you can just go into the ring and keep your leg on, which is a nice feeling. Sometimes those horses that can't feel like you can't touch because they might explode. He looks like he's being a good boy.
Yeah.
Very workmanlike. Just a little short in that medium trot.
Yeah, it's not natural for him.
It's hard trying to teach them that to really bend over the hocks and
Yeah,
sit.
absolutely. Absolutely. And they really have to bend in order to, if they're built a little downhill like he is, they really have to bend that hind leg so that they can get lower behind and higher in front.
I have my thoroughbred Sharp Decision. He has been one of the toughest ones to teach because he tries so hard, but he kind of goes the other way where he just trots real fast.
He becomes his own
Sewing-
worst enemy.
Yeah, sewing machine. Really nice walk. Oh, look, that's a nice halt.
It did halt.
Good boy.
The rainback was okay. It wasn't spectacular.
Oh, but
The halt was great.
he looks like a good dude.
Indeed.
We go down the medium for the long side. A little tail swishy for that. Sometimes it's to a bug, but then sometimes it's to our leg. Giving the hand over X.
It's funny how the different horses react to that movement.
Yeah. She's preparing for that second lead change.
Yep.
Not second lead change.
Canter
Second
transition.
canter transition.
That came off really nicely.
She's working to get him to go.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a little bit behind her. He's quite happy to just canter slowly. She's trying. We are in
You know, and they do that little piece of counter canter when they come to the rail, and you know, it's not a difficult movement, but you can make it more complicated than it is. A little bit of a dribble into that halt. She finally got there, and a nice salute. Well done.
Yeah, it's good. We are in the warm part of the day.
There we are. So, We had Sam Tinney. Did we do that? So she has 67.95 from the judge at C and 69.77 judge at B for a 32, which is puts her in 9th place. 32.2. Where to go?
Faith Wilkerson and Evening Melody scoring a 68.86 and a 66.36 with a penalty score of a 32.4, putting her in 11th place, just out of the top 10.
And that is John Holling, 74.77.
Ah, you couldn't catch
And a
it.
72.50.
It was the halt.
26.4.
It was the halt.
It was the halt. John,
John, it was the halt.
you gotta be a closer, man.
Blew it at the end.
He got nervous on us.
Yeah, he was going for it.
He lost it. You
But-
lost it, John. Jeez.
He did the training. He taught the horse something.
Maybe
at the
someday
end.
he'll be a good rider.
Oh my God, he is.
I know, he's a phenomenal rider.
He is great. Come on, John.
My John.
But then I wish he would have done that in the 3-star test, because then I would have beat him in the 3-star.
Oh, he's on fire there.
I know. I know. Who we got coming in around the rain?
We got Effie Black Ice with Kira Kenny.
I know this horse.
Yeah, it was Maya.
Didn't this Maya
Maya Black owns him.
Yeah. Aw, Maya.
Maya owns him. And Kira rides for Maya, and that's a Staccato's highlight, which is a staccato. Staccato's
That's that gray stallion, right?
he's a thoroughbred refinement sire in Europe, and he's got a lot of horses that have his breeding lines now.
This is a lovely horse. He's got a lot of swing to his trot.
Yeah, he sure does. A little swinger.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Kara is moving up to the 2-star. She ran the 1-star in Maryland in July.
Oh, at Lochmoy.
Yeah. Finished 3rd.
He's got a good shimmy shimmy.
Oops. Bounced on the contact a little bit.
Yeah, but at least he's still in the same rhythm.
Yeah.
What else has this horse done? So Maya rode it
Yeah.
in October of 20, and then Kira rode it and has ridden it since then, March of 2021.
Yeah, I think Maya took it advanced a couple of times.
Well, CCI 4-star short at Chat Hills
In 2019.
and jumped to clear cross country. So, it was nice horse for her to bring along, and isn't it a great situation for Kieran to be able to ride it
Yeah,
now and
to now get the
benefit from that experience?
Absolutely.
And a shout out to Maya Black. I haven't seen her this weekend, but so I imagine that she's watching on the live stream.
Talk about an amazing person. She's the most genuine.
She is awesome.
She is.
It was so fun being
Super
able to work
nice.
with her with, her first big time horse.
Back in the day,
Well, it wasn't that
I
long
know.
ago.
2016.
Doesn't play fair.
2016.
Cody. He's a lovely horse. He's still going. The owner actually keeps him going. He's going training level with her.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Coming in for a very nice halt. 3. Come on, Nigel. His barn name is Nigel.
I don't. God, it's really got a swing, doesn't it? I mean, it's just like, it's
Yeah.
like it's, cantering on air.
Mm-hmm.
You see so many horses just pounding the ground, and this horse, looks like he's just floating
Sometimes
across it.
little earthbound versus the
Yeah,
floaty
earthbound,
ones.
like to the center of the earth. So I was just thinking about these lower FEI levels. Had they been in short arenas, I mean, just think about it. Had they been in short arenas, we would probably be finished by now.
Oh, oops, Daisy. Lost our balance here. Yeah,
You know,
it does make
it's
it.
something to consider.
It. Karen's just hot.
I got hot. I got hot this afternoon, right in your face. But we're watching some lovely horses go and some lovely riders. I tell you what, this venue is spectacular. I've never expected to see such beauty.
And they've really done a fantastic job of maintaining the footing. I mean, they've been out there dragging with the tractors. Are so fast. So it's really an amazing opportunity to be able to come here and this fantastic facility. He just springs.
Yeah, it sure does.
Almost like in slow motion. Oh.
Well, don't let her step back. She just did a little bit of hurry there.
He wanted to. He wanted to really sit for it.
Yeah, he did.
FG. Scores are tight.
They are.
Next rider we got in is Nielsen da Silva, riding FGF Flannery. It's a 2010 mare.
He's been in the ring earlier today, and it was lovely watching his 4-star horse go. It's a nice horse, also.
I also saw one of my favorite horses that he has, Muggle, and I believe
Oh,
he
yeah.
has a student riding it.
Is that right?
In the novice. He's
My goodness,
adorable.
that's so good. Muggle is like, he's the unicorn that
Yeah.
should be, knighted when he gets to the Rainbow Bridge.
This mare's by Southern Success. It's thoroughbred.
11-year-old.
Dam is called Wolfpack Fan.
Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
Wow. That's a funny name.
Had a 7th place finish at Tryon in September, it looks like. Looks like dressage has been a little bit difficult for this one. It's been increasingly getting better. He's been working on it. Last score was a 34.6, so let's see if he can better that.
And it's steadily gone up.
Mm-hmm.
It's improved 13 points since March.
Yeah, that's a big improvement. More than likely is relaxation. Kind of reminds me of his Martini horse that he rides at the 4-star.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's trying to work on keeping a really soft contact.
Yeah, I think he's been working on that all day, and
Yeah.
you have to experiment with that, but at the same time, not let them get too soft.
Yeah. Because then they get too electric. Because then you can't touch.
Or they
them.
get, or their reactions are delayed.
Right. Oops. So just in that tension there, like she doesn't want to bend around the rib cage for that turn. So he's got to work in those corners to really try to get her to take a breath.
Yeah, because her step is not long enough for the level. Not stepping up under or reaching her other footprints. And he's gone wrong. Come on, guys.
Everybody's tired and hot.
I believe you're right.
And these are newer tests. These are 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Nelson hasn't got much experience, and honestly,
sometimes
he's gonna be mad at himself.
We get older and our brain, well, even
the old
brains don't work.
Yeah. I need 20 seconds to remember the chess.
Oops. I can't tell if she's doing her little sneeze a little bit when she wants to drop her head a little low. Sometimes that's indicative when they get a little mad.
But one thing for sure, when she does that, she doesn't look regular.
Yeah.
She starts popping up and down, and she doesn't look regular in her step. Just another thing for the judges to see and to, mark down like that.
See?
It's just tension.
Yeah, more than likely.
Okay.
But they still gonna mock you down.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Brown? I mean, I can go whatever you want.
She's at least willing to walk, so that's always a.
Because, for example,
She's happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he needs to take that idea and translate it forward.
Into the trot.
Yeah. Instead of changing the walk and making it short, and then figure out, like whose fault is this? I don't know.
No, like I have one, but I need a multiple bag. I have one in my bag that is in drums, but we already use the two drums. Yes.
Right front.
It's a really hard movement.
Oops. Just like one. Thank you.
Oops.
Just doesn't want to bend through the turns.
No, not at all.
I'm sure you're probably doing, just want him to go forward.
Go on, Nelson. Go
Go
on.
on.
Gallop, miriamo.
There he goes. That's better.
Wake me up.
Oh, no.
Not that kind of wake up.
No. Well, maybe he was holding that together the whole time, and then she went.
Good job, you guys. Good job.
Yeah.
Say, come on.
I know, we just jinxed him.
We did. And there again.
Come on, girl. She doesn't want to play. He was just being tactful.
Maybe.
Looks like she just wants to ball up a little bit. And then when he asked her to go forward, she said, nope, I'm not gonna.
I don't really have any plans to do anything right now.
Up, see? He's trying to finesse that so much.
Yeah, it is. He's doing some of it. He's doing a really good job. And then it's just too much for the mare, and
Yeah.
she has a meltdown, and then she gets back, and the score will be all over the scale.
He did a good job with that. Oh, look, here comes my Padre.
Oh. Well, we are very excited about that.
And his horse, Ingomar,
Ingomar.
as we call him, Dingo. When he's naughty, we call him Dingus.
You like there?
Yes, he better not be naughty. Dingo. My dad's doing a good job of bringing this horse along. He's been tricky. He's Dutch. Not sure. We don't know his breeding. Foaled in 2013. But if you can get him in the right place, he can score pretty well
That's
on it.
good.
And he's recently moved up to prelim. He was second at the Modified Championships at Stableview,
Oh,
8th at Ocala when he moved up to prelim.
yeah. But those are big divisions.
Yeah. And
He,
he had a
he
little.
looks big in his trot there.
Yeah.
Oh,
He likes to push him forward.
yeah, I know. We're working on it.
Oh, circle. Well done. Dingo, don't be a dingus. He scared himself at the letter. There you go.
All right. All you gotta do is keep this up, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a good boy. Sometimes he tilts a little bit.
Looks great.
Yeah, it's really nice. Dingo. The boards. There. Good job, Dad.
You can be changing.
Papa, looking pretty good.
So that everybody gets like an idea for the course. So everybody gets an idea for the course. Like we are doing it today, we can change.
Wait. I get nervous when I watch my dad go. I can't
Doing
imagine
great.
what he does when I
Doing
go.
great.
I prefer when I ride.
Yes?
I wavered a little bit, not like you'll. There he goes. Ooh.
What? The hunting nuts?
This horse does have a lovely trot.
Where did he come from?
Caroline Martin, actually.
Oh.
My dad originally found him for a student, and then he ended up buying the horse back because he just loved the horse. And he's been having fun.
The student's horse.
Yes. He's been producing. He's been having fun kind of bringing him up the levels.
But it really, yeah, bring him up the levels. But you know, like you got to take care of every single piece and
Yep.
make sure that they're confident.
Yeah, like I said, he can be a bit of an opinionated, tough horse and a little bit on the sensitive, confident side where
Yep.
he can scare himself and then he doesn't think he can do it.
Yeah, so you have to be so careful. But Rick, you're doing a good job. Seriously are.
Looks really good there.
That looks great. I think it's kind of like the races on in this division between all this locals.
Yeah.
Between Lauren and Tick and
Oh, Dingo. Oh,
Rick and
3, 4. Briggs.
Brig. Yeah, but also
John.
yeah, and John Holling. Right.
Aye.
You boy.
Dad's doing a good job of keeping his focus kind of inside the ring. Got a little bit sticky in the backup because he just lost his focus a little
But
bit.
you know, he's still able to go forward, which is great.
Yeah. And this horse very much wants to have his nose out. Good boy.
Come across this diagonal, do a little counter canter steps, and then trot at F. Right there in the corner, right there. Good. Very good.
Very nice forward.
Yeah. Really looks good. Move with him. Move with the horse's natural motion.
Whoops. And just where he lost his attention a little bit.
Yeah.
Squeaked at the boards. Whoop. Dingo. Keep your brain inside.
Yeah, really. Don't be bashing Lisa's father around.
He's trying to peek at the letters.
How about now? How about now? Can I
Yeah,
go through now? How about
exactly.
now?
Good. You kind of had to hold that together a little bit, just because he's coming now towards
sure.
the FEI 10.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep your right seat bone working. There we go. Now slow it down. Give him time. He's a goofball, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tricky.
Good.
Good job.
Go forward. Good. Good job. And we're on a break again.
So you want to keep
Yeah, we'll wait to see if we get scores up.
That was a good test. Well
Yes.
done, Dad.
Well done.
Held that together. The horse tried to have some little looky-loo moments.
We don't have anything.
We got the score in for Nielsen de Silva. It's at a 40.6, putting him in 16th.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That was a tough go.
Yeah.
He did his best.
That put him
I think.
right down at the bottom. That's too bad.
Sorry.
So we've got a little bit of a break, 10 minutes or so. So once again, thank you very much for following us. Come back for this last group. We got 6 more riders. We have 4 of the 6 riders have ridden already in this division once. You've got Cornelia Dorr. Actually, she was in the other division, but you've got Alex O'Neill, you've got Tick Maynard, and Lauren Nicholson, who have already ridden in this division, and
She's leading it.
she's
the
leading
leader.
it. But she's got that mindset that says, "I'll have another."
Yeah.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum.
And so we'll see you in about 10 more minutes.
All right. Peace out.
And welcome back, everyone. Here we have, just getting started in their test, Maxine Preston on Fernhill HC High Rise. I'm Karen O'Connor, and I'm still joined here, Elisa Wallace, and she has the rundown on this particular horse and rider.
Yeah, so this is a 2013 gelding, Irish sport bred horse. Sire is Arthur's Gold, and dam is Père Couture.
Owned by Jerry Barnett. This horse has had some good results. Its last time on it placed 9th in the OP at Jumpstart Horse Trials with a 33.3. Clear cross country, but a little bit of time, and won down the show jumping and had a 9th place finish. So I think that it's had a couple of starts at the CCI level, at the FEI level, and so it's probably looking at this competition as a qualifier for something later in the year.
Just moved up to prelim in February, it looks like, this year. So far, so good, it looks. Looks pretty settled in the test.
The name is on the screen.
Getting a little low and curled.
And curled, yeah.
Oopsies.
You really want the horses to have their eye on what's ahead of them, not to have they get used to just looking down at the ground in front of them. So I'll have to share with you a little bit of a moment that I had just now during this break. They have this beautiful 5-acre pond just outside. Here I took my dog Brexit down to have a little drink of water and have a little swim. Only to see alligator there, and I whisked him out of that pond super fast. Scared the alligator. That went swimming deep.
Thankfully you didn't feed your dog to the gator.
I know, right? So
Gator
yeah,
bait.
in this
I'm
part
just
of
gonna
Florida,
call 'em
they
gator
are
bait
there.
now.
I mean, it's a beautiful brand new pond, but if there's water, there's a gator.
There's water, there's a gator.
Not up in Ocala so much.
Well, that was a beautiful trot canter transition. This horse has a lovely canter.
It sure does. It's very smooth looking.
Whoops, Daisy.
We just lost. There we go. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, I lost picture for a little bit. We have it back. Sorry about that. Missing a couple movements. She balancing for the counter canter move, but in doing so, the horse dropped behind the leg. You saw that little tiny bit of trot step behind, and she had a good recovery.
That's what it is. Yeah, move the mouse around.
Coming into the canter transition. He just wants to get a smidge low on her.
Yeah, and he's very smooth in his transitions, but no, like
Yeah,
almost no.
A little heavy on the front.
Yeah, almost no animation to the step.
It's there. Wants to be. Will
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, it's developmental, isn't it?
Looks like this horse hasn't had any cross-country penalties, jump-wise. Just a little bit of time. And its last dressage score was a 33.3, so. She gave her hands there for a little bit.
A little unsteady on the hand, a little bit of bopping against the reins there.
I think it looked like Peter was standing, so it wasn't in the sun. So he could get in the shade. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, he is standing.
Uh-huh.
He's got a straw hat on, but my gosh, I mean,
think
like
the sun's
this.
just coming in.
Well,
on
the
him.
sun is going down in, it sets in the west, and so it is absolutely directly right into Peter's booth, which is
That's
can't.
tough.
That's hot. That is hot stuff. And he's in the, the box is right there on the arena, which it's got to be about 140 degrees over there. All right, we're on to the next Bamford CF, ridden by Autumn Schweiss.
Owner is Julie Schweiss. This horse was foaled in 2015. It's an Oldenburg gelding. Sire is Bon Baloo. Dam is Tizupi. Looks like this horse was 12th place at Stable View with a 34.6. It's 2 rails show jumping. And at Tryon had a 30.6. Just a little bit of time on cross country. Finished 3rd. So it's got some good results in it. She's just moved this up again, kind of similar to everyone else, looks like. Moved up in February-ish and has been at the prelim level and now competing in the 2-star. Looks like they're doing something with the crane next to us.
They do. Well, they're bringing, again, you know, they're bringing that camera down. The camera's right next to us, and the crane is, it's not a crane, it's a lift.
Right.
Scissors lift. To bring the poor hot man, the grip out of the
Poor
sky.
cameraman. Looks like Autumn's heading down the center line.
Looks like we really, for the last 4, because it's so hot up there, we only need the last 4. We only need the 1 camera, I think.
It's quite a flashy horse.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Blaze and 4 socks. Lovely type.
Yeah, very nice. Lots of energy, but not in a hurry, not rushing. Beautiful top line. Nice uphill look. Those kind of horses, the conformation of that is, it's so much nicer to navigate than
Yeah, it just makes
something
their
that
job
is
easier.
a snowball running down the hill. And very supple there laterally, doing a very nice leg yield. It's a very smart test so far.
It was a bit of eye candy to watch for sure.
Eye candy.
Eye horse candy.
Eye horse candy. It's funny.
It's got the chrome factor. Pretty sure Autumn just came off a win at Stable View with her other horse. I believe in the 3-star. Yeah, the 3-star short. I know because she beat me.
You're so funny.
On the
On the-
Global Invieto DHI horse. She smoked it there.
And she did the CCI 3-star with that horse in Lexington, Virginia. She's been busy.
Yeah, she's been. Oh, we got a little freeze on the feed.
Oh, we're gonna-
Oops. She tried to set that up and he just rooted it
Yeah,
out
he just
from
rooted
her.
through it, so it's cumulative, isn't it? You've got that going into the halt, then the rein back, and it's all, you know, she'll lose a little bit on each.
She was working hard for those points.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame her. I mean, my goodness, she's working on a really competitive test. What a canter.
Reset the yes, yeah.
Kind of hard from that angle to see.
And now the trot before the turn. Nice transition. Kind of not making use of the corner there.
Yeah.
Even at this level, the horses should be, you know, it consistently balanced before the corner and then ridden into the corner. It's just got to be sort of systematic, you know, just it's the same every single time. If you cut the corner, then when
You're
you
teaching
really,
it, you can cut the corners.
yeah, and when you like there, cut the corner. You know, like if you cut the corner enough, then when you really need to go into the corner, the horse has no idea how.
Right. It's always interesting to see the footprints because I always try to use that to go inside of them. Think as that as a guardrail almost.
Sure. I used to do that on cross country with the ropes.
Uh-huh.
Especially when I rode that pony, Teddy, because
Yeah.
he wasn't afraid of the ropes for some reason. There was one thing he wasn't afraid of, and he would just go right up there and
He was amazing.
amazing horse, amazing little horse. That's better.
There we go.
What a nice horse, huh? And still very green. She'll
Yeah.
work that all out, but she lost several points, left a lot of points on the table, but the quality of
She had some really nice stuff.
yeah, the quality of the gates is excellent.
Well, he's only 6.
Yeah.
So just
right.
a babe.
I believe it is your dad is coming
My dad's coming
out
back.
to save me. I'm gonna go and warm up Tick Maynard with his last horse, Galileo, and Lauren is on I'll Have Another, and so I'm gonna do that, and then I will come back. I'm gonna leave my dog though in your hands.
Okay, well,
No need
he's,
to have him
he's
go
safer
down.
with me than he is with you.
No
'cause
need for
you
him to
tried
go
feed
swimming in
to
the pond.
gator.
I know. Unbelievable.
Poor
Huh?
little gator bait.
Poor little gator bait. Okay.
So it looks like next in we have Cornelia Dorr.
Stay.
And the horse Brush Dance. This is also owned by Cornelia. It's a 2014 gelding. It's a thoroughbred. Sires Dance with Ravens, who is known to have some fairly nice sport horse type thoroughbreds, that have the second career after racing. The dam is called Fixus. I think I'm saying that right. See her last outing. She was 23rd at Stableview, scored a 33.3. Had a couple of rail show jump. Then at Great Meadows, she had a 30.9, so can score a nice test. But she had a 20 on cross country there, so just working on. Looks like she's working on getting this one educated at the levels. So really smart entry, it looks like. Nice moving horse. Really nice frame and transitions there through the turn. You can see her doing that half halt over the center line, rebalance the horse on the hind end. And now working our way to the leg yield. Maybe a little bit more crossover from the hind. It's kind of hard to tell with this camera angle. But really nice rhythm in the trot. She really went into that corner. I'm sure you guys heard Karen all day. She's a stickler about corners. This way looks a little bit better. Really nice. Now into the medium trot. He's got a little bit of suspension there. And she did a good job there. You could see he wanted to kind of go on the front end for that down transition, and she kind of balanced and kept pushing him from behind. Now into the free walk, you see she's going to try to work to get his head up a little bit because he wants to just take it down and curl a smidge. She's just got to get him a little up and out. You see she's trying to say, hey, come on, dude. Pop your head up a little bit. coming into the halt. See how she prepares this. Oh, almost left hind.
Well, I'm here with you, Lisa. How's it going?
So far, Cornelia's doing a really good job in this test, in this lovely thoroughbred.
Awesome. I can tell you it's hot out there.
Coming down to the end of the day, the last few riders. She picked up a nice canter. And this is a lovely type thoroughbred sired by Dance with Ravens.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's very nice down the long side there.
Maybe could have a smidge more. Was a little bit on the tentative side.
Yeah, a smidge being more impulsion from behind, just a little bit more show
Yeah.
of the medium canter.
It was very nice with the hand giving for that exercise there. Into the counter canter and down transition into the trot. This has been a very
Fluid test,
nice, solid fluid test, yes.
Brown. Creo que cambió los taps.
huh? Yeah, the canter cadence is amazing. It's a nice thoroughbred. What do you think about this one?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, the medium here.
It was better.
Yeah.
She looked like she made a little bit more effort, which maybe he's stronger on the right lead than the left, so might be a little straighter on the right side than the left. I know sometimes on mine I have to be a little tentative.
And there's
On-
that hand give for 3 strides over center line. 3 to 4.
Se vino aquí a la computadora para uno
Just a little balance here.
y como vieron todo y ya no sé cómo quedó.
Now let's see if she can get that halt.
Oh,
Almost.
that's too bad.
Almost.
Just off square there.
Very nice test, though. Very pleasant to watch.
Yeah, lovely. It was done very well. I wonder, do we have the list of who she rides for as far as the charities?
Sí, sí, sí.
Let's see.
Ya, listo.
She's easy to find.
She's smart.
D. She's smart. She's on our team.
Yeah, she's on our team. Very nice test.
Great. We're winding down the day now. It's been a great day of dressage in all the rings here, the national divisions and the 1, 2, 3, and 4 star. Tomorrow starts the day for cross country as we wait for the next horse to come into the ring. I believe we just have
Sí, sí. Entonces, no
Alex
tenemos
Alexander,
resultados, ¿va?
Alex O'Neill, Tick Maynard, and Lauren Nicholson, our current leader on another horse, will end the day for us. So I've been watching a lot of people walking on the cross country out there. We haven't had a chance to get out there yet, Elisa, but you know, seems like everybody's having fun walking the course, and hopefully everybody out there is going to come and watch cross country day tomorrow. You can also watch it on live stream through the YouTube channel. You can find it on Eventing Nation. Has a live stream link that you would be watching it now with us.
I believe it's on Facebook as well.
Is it on Facebook?
On Terra Nova.
At Terra Nova's Facebook page, you click on the live link there. So you got the stats on
Working on it. We have,
another red tail achiever.
this is the stallion that they have. He's quite, I've seen him in person. Owner is Ellie, his wife. Sire is Bernardini, and the dam is Nana Nose. So
And it's a thoroughbred.
it's a thoroughbred. So I have experience with the Bernardini horses. Tend to be very good movers and jumpers.
Look at the entry here. That looked pretty good.
Yeah.
How old is this horse?
He's 6.
6 years old. Alex making his way on those turns and coming in to set up for the next long side where he'll do a leg yield.
So it looks like he had a couple of unfortunate runs, but he did have a 3rd place finish back in June at the Ocala Summer Horse Trials. Then So just working on getting this horse experience at the level. Looks like it moved up into the prelim level in March.
And he is just 6.
Yeah,
I think this is the second, at least I've noticed 2 6-year-olds Booming
yeah,
Boudreaux.
there's been like a handful.
Yeah. Good for these horses to get out in the 2-star, get some experience and some mileage. His average dressage score's been right there in the 33 to 35 range.
Yeah.
Nicely done across the diagonal. Probably could ask for a little bit more.
Yeah, sure.
It's always hard to tell what you're gonna do across there, but showing some lengthening and bringing back, showing the transition is the most important.
I think sometimes it can be harder on the stallions too because they have that extra package.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult to move through there. Yeah. Stallions also, I find, can be a little bit more chicken on the cross country. I know.
That's why we tend to not see too many out there.
Yeah, I've tried to do a stallion cross country. They're just preserve themselves, and it's a little bit more difficult. Mares, on the other hand, seem to really get out there and get it done. So.
Yeah, like a gelding.
Yeah.
I suppose. I mean, good mares, but I just tend to have gelding.
You do. That is true.
Coming in for his halt. Almost.
Oh, too bad it stepped back there. Got the 4 steps up into trot. And transition up to the canter. Maybe a little bit late over the center line, but still a nice transition up. It's always interesting to see the scores that the judges are giving you, because you can, like I said before, on event entries, go to live scoring and click on the info button next to the horse's scores and see what they're scoring in their specific movements. It's always interesting to see what the perspective is of the judge and what they saw. You can't see their comments, but you can see what they scored you. And everybody out there can see those scores. Like I said, evententries.com, live scoring, Terra Nova Equestrian. And you can click on that and see the live scores. Alex coming in for his second canter depart off the half 20-meter circle over the center line.
Yeah, he looks like, you can see the horse is just mouthing the bit. I think he's got like a happy mouth type bit in him, and he's just, looks like Alex is having to work a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know when you're out there warming up, especially with it being a little bit warmer and being a stallion. He's doing a good job presenting and getting the job done. The horse seems relaxed, I think, maybe a little bit behind the leg, which is unusual for a thoroughbred sometimes.
I mean, sometimes they do that.
Into the counter canter. And transition to trot. It was a little bit early. And up center line.
So I think there was a score coming in for Cornelia. Almost. It's good to get that done.
Good. Alex did a good job there. Let's see if we got some scores coming in. So for Cornelia, we've got go ahead, Elisa, you got the scores up there.
I don't see it yet.
That's right. Right there.
It's not.
Here. I can see on the board she scored a 27.
Yeah, she scored a 72.5 from Judge at C and a 73.18, scoring a 27.2, putting her in 4th.
Wow, very good score. There's how many sub-30s have there been? Let's see.
Like a handful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Looks like we got Tick coming
8.
in.
Tick Maynard on his second ride.
We had Karen down there to
Yeah, coaching Tick. Tick is riding his father's, Rick Maynard's 2011 gelding Dutch warm blood, and this horse is black. sire unknown, dam unknown, but this is a really nice horse, Elisa.
Yeah, I know Tick has taken his time. I think this horse goes by the name Larry.
Yeah?
I
Larry,
think.
barn name?
I could be wrong. I think his name is Larry.
And you're right. We've known that he's taken some time with it. He got it from his father. We actually saw him in a clinic. The first time I saw him really riding it was with Lucinda Green when we saw him do the cross-country clinic with it.
Again, I'm not sure on the barn name.
You know, he's had to do some work with breathing on it and had some surgery done, and he is back out and riding him. This one usually does really well in the dressage.
He's a stunning horse.
Just fluid in the movements. It makes a really beautiful picture going down the center line.
Very nice.
Then he's going to do his turns at S, and then this goes across to the turn at R, and then down the line, and again a repetition of the same movement off the right and then off the left.
You see Tick's working to keep that hind end moving. Has a really nice overtrack at the trot.
And he's kept the same rhythm, which is important, I think, when you're visually watching. Here comes the leg yields across to the center line.
I think it's really a hard angle to kind of judge that.
It is
leg yield
from
by.
the perspective of the camera. You can see, I think you can see this one a little bit better.
Yeah.
And ask him to move over.
Looks like he's got the horse in a very nice mental space.
That one was very nice, I think. You know, Tick is a workman, and he tries very hard to hone his craft. He takes this really serious, and he thinks about everything when he's out there. You know, Karen's a great coach for really getting you to think about what you're doing out there in your movements. Every step. Every movement.
Every step is critical.
And she is absolutely correct. You know, it's cool to hear her talk. We couldn't even possibly, you know, get into the head of Karen and how she really gets the mechanics of the horse, which is really super.
Yeah, nice walk on this horse. Judges should like that.
See the transition up to medium.
This has a very long neck. There's a lot of horse.
There's a lot of wheeling in there, and he did a great job. It's not always the easy job going from free walk to a medium walk.
2, 3, 4. Good.
Off the trot. Get that same rhythm of the trot going so that you can get the nice transition to the canter over center line. Very well done. This, I believe, is Tick's second full season with this horse at the 2-star. He did the 2-star long at Tryon last year. And, you know, with all of us, sometimes we need to go back to the drawing board for some stuff. I think he had a couple rails in show jump. You know how that feels.
Yeah.
It's not an easy sport.
Oopsies.
That was a little early. Tick's correcting it. That's too bad.
Trying to fix it.
Yep. Didn't quite. Tick there had the right idea. He was trying to get the counter pick back up so that he could do the transition at the appropriate letter. He didn't quite get that done, so I'm not quite how that will score.
I had that. Saw that mistake earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they scored it though.
Yeah.
It just kind of fell apart. He just lost his balance when he came on the counter.
I mean, I guess you could just say early transition, but what do you do with the other movement? So interesting to see what they did there. Nice medium down to the transition back.
I thought that was fairly good. Showed a difference.
And he's coming to his last movement where you do that hand forward for 3 strides over center line. And let's see if he can nail this one a little bit better. It looks like he's more aware of what the horse might do and had the transition right there at K. Very nice. And his final halt. Nice. Very square. Excellent. Well done.
Just besides that one mistake.
Yeah, it's too bad. It was a
nice.
very nice test. I would say, just barring that mistake, that's going to be a really nice score. Well, here we come, Elisa, to the last horse in the
Last but
dressage
not
ring.
least,
Yeah,
I'll have another.
which sounds like we should probably do once this is over. This is Lauren Nicholson on
I'll have another.
I'll Have Another.
It's a
owned by-
Latvian warm blood.
Oh, well, we've had one of those. That's interesting. I never knew that.
Sire is Gultiers. I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering it. Dam is Kamija. Owner is
Brandy.
Brandy Randerman.
So
It's a 2013 gelding.
Latvia is over in Russia.
Yep,
Years ago, you had a Latvian warm blood.
I did.
So let's see. I've seen I'll Have Another go before. What is the record on this one?
Looks like she was 11th place at looks like Maryland Horse Trials back in the 1st of October. Scored a 36. Had some time on cross country. 5th place finish at Old Tavern Horse Trials, 32.2, and again just a little bit of time. Looks like she had an unfortunate fall
At the AEC.
AECs. But again, another horse that's moved up to prelim after going modified,
Yeah.
which it had won its modified back in May. Yeah, May.
Well, she's prepping to go down the center line, and this will mark the end of the day for us here at Terra Nova Equestrian Center. And here she goes. Straightness and forward down the center line is what the judges are looking for. You know, I think that's kind of hard for achieving the straightness. You can't even put in you can't have a short shoulder forward there. You need to keep them straight.
That is correct.
And nice turn across the middle of the ring down to her next turn.
And Lauren is riding for the Southeastern Guide Dogs charity.
Very good. It'll be interesting to get those scores in for today to see who's winning in the charity. I wonder if anybody's keeping track of that so that we can announce that.
Lauren just has a lovely way of sitting on a horse. Makes for a very nice picture.
Yeah, obviously Lauren goes out and presents horses beautifully, and it's not any different for this one.
I think he's an 8-year-old. Yeah. Looks lovely.
I really like this shot.
Into our medium trot. Well, sounds like we're dealing with the water truck sound.
Yeah, well, watering's an important aspect here, but hopefully they'll keep quiet while she's in the ring.
Very nice transition down. Very smooth.
And going into the free walk on a long rein. Lisa, what are they looking for here?
So they're really wanting the horse to stretch its neck down, out, nose out, swinging, overstepping the hind foot from where the front foot falls. Just giving it there. You got a little distracted.
You know, it's really hard. I was out there as well, and coming into the VIP tent area. You know, if you do have a spooky horse, this one doesn't look too spooky, but if you do have a spooky horse, it's a bit difficult. They get behind your leg and start doing some weird things that you have to accommodate for. A little bit wide in the front there.
You could just see how his ears change, though. He
Yeah.
flickers back and forth listening to Lauren, not Karen. But you can see he got a little distracted when his ears went into a little bit of radar mode, but he's back to listening to her.
Yeah, overall the test has been well presented. I think she's doing a beautiful transition up to canter there. Lauren being a representative for the United States many times over. She's been to Rio. She's been on the World Championship team. I believe she just went over and she rode at Aachen, correct?
I believe so with Bug.
Yep.
Vermiculus.
Who also she competed at the 5-star at Maryland. She had a very good go with that horse. I think she was one of a handful inside the time.
Yeah, he looked fantastic.
Yep.
Really
Excellent
well
job.
done.
And here she's coming in to make that last canter departure over the center line so that she can make the final movements of the end of the day in her dressage test. Beautiful transition up. It's, like I said, Elise, it's been a great day of dressage here at Terra Nova. Equestrian's done a great job. I know Hannah and Zach Kettlebeater have put a lot of effort into this along with her, Hannah's mother and father. So what a wonderful day of dressage here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Zach out on the tractor's
Yeah,
dragon,
getting
making
things prepared for tomorrow.
making sure the footing was top notch.
There she comes into her final transition to trot. We will stay with you until we get these final scores in.
And into the final halt. Oh, she's working for it. That was a nice test.
Very well done.
I think she's quite pleased with how he was during that. You see she just takes the time to reward the horse, tell him that he's a good boy.
So as Lauren leaves the ring, the last rider of the day, and we'll wait for her scores. Currently we have Lauren Nicholson on Landmark's Jungle Golden first with a 24.4. Jonathan Halling on Jack's My Style
Polo.
S. What?
Oh, no, I was just saying polo.
Polo. 26.4 second. That horse is owned by Rebecca Farm, I believe. Autumn Schweiss is in third with that lovely horse she has. Bamford OF with a 27.
CF. Sorry.
CF, sorry, my glasses aren't on. Cornelia
see.
Dorr, I'm going to let you take over after I read this one. 27.2, and look who's in fifth. Go ahead.
Tick Maynard with Lux Sonata scored a 71.82 with a 28.2 for fifth place. Kiera Kinney with Effie Black Ice scored a 28.8 for sixth. Cornelia Dorr with By the Sea, 29.2 for seventh. Alex O'Neill with Red Tail Penumbra scored a 29.5 for eighth place. Briggs Surratt and Booming Bodron scored a 30.6 for ninth. Kyle Carter and G-Star Van de Klinkenberg, I butchered that name,
Right.
but sorry, Kyle. 30.8 for 10th. Jessica Scholl with Luffman MWF, 31.3 for 11th. Aaron Wages with the Seismosonic Rembrandt with 31.4 for 12th. That was the paint warm blood we saw.
And we'll hold on for a second to see if Lauren's score came in yet. So we'll stop with that and see what Tick's and Lauren's final scores are.
All very close.
It's a big field. I think this is the biggest field as far as the FEI divisions. The 2-star had the most horses in it. I think 23 total. So that's a pretty fair big division for here at Terra Nova.
It's a great opportunity to be here in this wonderful facility with this amazing footing and the atmosphere, and they just really have done a good job on the design of it all, and especially with it being their first event.
I agree with you.
It's
Everything's
really
been going
exciting.
super. Again, I've asked if we could see what the charity leadership is, but haven't gotten a response on that. But I'm sure they'll announce that on social media, let everybody know.
And a big thank you to all of the amazing sponsors and, of course, the volunteers who are the backbone of our sport. We couldn't do that without them, and you see them wearing the neon green shirts. They're did a fantastic job today, making sure we were all on time and doing their part. So,
And we're
thank
going
you to
to
them.
also let Karen say a few last words for us as we sign off today. We're just waiting on 2 scores.
Well, that was a great day of sport, I thought. And I thought we saw some really, really, really nice young horses in this last class, and even in the 4-star, you know, it's looking very positive. We've had some great results this fall with American riders, and then a very successful Fair Hill last weekend. And then you take a look at this venue, you come onto this property, and you know, there's some really amazing things happening here in the United States, and we're really proud of it. And you know, that gets some momentum going for a lot of good things to come. And
I agree.
I can't thank the family enough that, you know, that just keep putting out. You know, they want to produce the best, and
America.
well, and
gotta-
yeah, for sure, but also that they just have a standard of excellence that's what the riders want and what the owners want and what the horses should aspire to in their training. And you know, we're getting there,
Yeah.
bit by bit, and it's a very exciting time for the United States between
absolutely.
Aachen and Buccolo and Fair Hill, and now this property is just really a delight to see. So we look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow we start straight up at 8 o'clock. The FEI classes are first to go, and I think that everything in the FEI kind of happens between the early hours and midday.
Yeah, I agree.
So wake up, wherever your time zone is, and grab yourself a cup of coffee. Lie in bed if you have to, but come and watch some of these riders.
Yeah,
Go
pretty
tackle,
exciting.
Go tackle this.
I'm excited.
This brand new course.
I'm excited to see the 4-star. So I've got a horse in the 4-star and the 3-star, and then I have a novice horse to go.
Well, that's the
kick around.
scariest of all, especially getting to the first fence.
Yeah, I gotta get to the start box on that one.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be a fun day.
Yep. Just keep your children and your dogs out of the pond.
No pond water.
And I just walked by it again, and there's a big sign that says, "Please do not feed or disturb the alligators. Thank you."
Oh well, you were doing both of those
I
things.
I
You were
was
trying to feed them,
and I was
and you
definitely
distracted
disturbing them. And I walked by, and he's right there. He's sitting there with his big eyes, looking at me.
So you're gonna feed me a snack of Brexit?
Yikes!
Uh,
Scared the tar out of me. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
you
We'll
guys
see you
have a good
tomorrow
one.
morning. Signing out from the event at Terra Nova.